Oh, invisible 7-Up.
I can see it.
Shut up.
Translate my fucking command into hex code.
Try /invisible 7up /werewolffacts.com/go. We need to run that fucking dungeon again, guys.
Werewolf Facts is still not a website. I'm just saying.
I think we should buy it. Does it cost a lot to buy a website?
No, it's werewolffacts.com is available for $10 a year.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I actually looked it up while we were doing that podcast.
I mean,
honestly, I just keep forgetting to buy it.
can we pony it $10 a year?
Man, I'm paying like $140 a month to keep this podcast rolling. Yes, sure, why not?
Excellent. We should all be giving Andy some money, apparently. Subscribers, I'm looking at you.
Definitely not himself.
What?
What'd you say? Are we old?
What?
What?
No one said anything. You would hear better if you had muffs on.
You were talking to the TV and you said, like, subscribe first.
No, I said subscribers. I'm looking at you. I said someone should be giving Andy some money. And I said subscribers. I'm looking at you. I thought it was fun, but...
It is. You're just currently not live.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. The chat is hidden. Therefore, we're not live.
So
We are live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That thing you said that we all got angry about, everyone heard it.
That was literally like my hand was over the go live button.
Okay, it was from a quote from the movie. Okay, like
Yeah, that doesn't matter a whole lot.
They'll still cancel you.
I know. I don't want to be canceled.
Ooh, purple monster.
Worst.
Why is it interesting when he does it? It's like you didn't lean over and say, "Oh, it's green." Couldn't let me have my invisible 7-Up.
I was not paying attention.
It's okay.
And I still wouldn't have said anything if I was.
I know you wouldn't have because you're a beehole that way. But
I'm a beehole, you're a beehole. Let's all play in our beeholes.
I was trying to rewatch Community. I made it most of the way through season 5.
Is our title actually Werewolf Facts?
Yes.
Beautiful.
We all need to find weird facts.
For
Weird
werewolves?
facts?
About werewolves? Or can we just make up our own werewolf facts and they'll just be facts because we own the website werewolffacts.com?
The difference between 5 million and 5 billion is 159 years.
Werewolf
Thanks,
fact number
Siri.
1. Hello.
It was on Behind the Bastards. He's like one of the podcasters was like his go-to to try to remember and keep in context the difference between
Billionaires and
billionaires.
Yeah.
Is 5 million seconds is 57 days. 5 billion seconds is 159 years.
Yeah. I mean, that's
times as many.
It's a fun perspective to keep.
Yeah, well, he had to do it because they're talking about billionaires, the DeVos family and stuff. And these days with so much talk between about Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, you realize that even if someone has like a couple $1 billion, it's still an insane, unfathomable amount of money to have.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, we're talking about years, 159 years, right? So for $1 billion, if you're making the median average in America, it's like something staggering like $60,000. It'd take you like over 6,000 years to make $1 billion. 6,000 years.
The trick is to exploit people.
Mm-hmm. Or be
The
born
secret
into
ingredient
it. 44%
is
of people.
crime.
It's crime. Or just be born into it, you know.
Hey, got a Nebulous Neves in chat. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Aaron.
Hey, whoa, don't fucking dox people on our Twitch stream.
Aaron, as in airing, as in he's failing, but I cut the G out to be cool.
Oh, my bad.
Well, you be Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm going to order a pizza.
Oh.
Should probably make sure you order it here.
Don't tell me what to do.
You were vague with the locations, so.
Getting enough za that I can get in on.
Are you guys going to want to eat some? Because I can just get 2.
Yes, if you're ordering pizza, I want to eat some.
It will be 8.
I'm going to say no now, and then I'll eat one later.
I can make one of them cheese.
What the fuck?
So there's no meats on it.
I can pull off meats too. I'm not super concerned about it.
Cheese pizza is like a good starting pizza, but it's not finished yet. You need some other stuff on it.
Cheese pizza is delicious.
It's fine.
It's
Josh, give me a weird noun.
a weird noun?
Like flutes or
Okay.
pol pot or...
Do you need help? You're going pretty strong right now.
Yeah, I've already said them. I've ruined the moment, so...
Jambalaya.
Worst jambalaya facts. This is going to get really racist. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Let's see here. I'll just go to the wiki. See if I can
I
find
watched
anything interesting.
that Cajun fella cook some jambalaya out in a parking lot. Looked a lot of fun. That's
That-
money, dude.
Oh, like he's still TikToking?
Yeah.
Can't give enough of that
Oh, my God.
Chinese dick.
No, well, I mean, maybe. That's money, dude.
I watched a
Put it on a
documentary
cracker.
on the French people moving to Louisiana and how all that works with Creole and the other one. What are the 2 groups down there? The culture groups in Louisiana, Creole and Cajun, yes.
Oh, okay.
And like where that comes from, Arcadian, French, and all that.
Yeah.
As with everything, when you know nothing about it, you don't realize how fucking complicated it is. And then you read about it and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. And then you read a little more and you're like, wow, this is 10 times as complicated as I originally thought.
Okay.
Which is proof to me that we live in hell. Because you can't ever fully learn anything. There's always something else. And that's a shame.
Yeah. Okay. That's one way to.
Mm-hmm.
If I frown, I can almost do the mouth disappear thing that Russ can do.
Yeah, I just recently trimmed my beard. Otherwise, yeah.
Well, my mustache winds up in my mouth, and I don't like it. And
Yeah, it's the worst.
I honestly, Dunning-Kruger wins.
Dunning-Kruger. Yep. Dunning-Kruger is the 2 last names of the people that name up the Dunning-Kruger phenomena, which, if I remember right, I get that mixed up with the other one.
Freddy Krueger.
There's an effect where when you know enough about something, you feel like you know everything about it. Yeah, that's a Dunning-Kruger effect. But then you learn more and you realize you don't know anything about it. It's cognitive bias.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's why slightly dumb people are super confident, is because subconsciously, semi-consciously, they're pretty sure of their place in the world and they think they know just about everything there is to know because they haven't like looked into anything in depth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's the other one that I always get it confused with, which is
The
where
Mandela effect?
Mandela effect is similar to the one I'm talking about. That's
Okay.
where you remember something like as a group that didn't actually happen. Like, let me give an example here.
You eating candy over there, boy?
What?
You eating candy? Yeah. Is there enough that I can have some? Oh. But there's got to be more. I hear you rummaging around in there. Ooh. It's the Sour Punch straw.
Curious George has never had a tail. This is the original image.
It's not the original image. It's clearly an updated image.
There's
Well, I
an
mean, with
A in
Curious George,
Oscar
a monkey.
Mayer. He's well, I don't know what he was. He's a cartoon.
I feel like he was. I mean, if he was a chimp, then he shouldn't have a tail.
Skechers doesn't have a T in it? That's fucking weird.
Look at the TV. See that?
See what?
We own werewolffacts.com.
Hey! It links to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're a baller. There's another effect
Holla. Shot call.
where
Werewolf Facts on Holla.
you come across a weird, rare thing, like a bizarre word that you've never seen before, and then like the next day you come across it again, like some obscure internet thing, and then you recently come across it again. There's a name for that, and then you recently come across it again. I'm
That's
hearing
some-
myself.
Some internet bullshit.
Jambalaya.
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 That's not. Who says jamba?
Like juice? Jamba juice?
No, like I thought it was
Like the juice place? The Jamba
I
juice?
thought it was jambalaya.
That there Jamba juice. They make you a smoothie. Apparently Jamba juice is still a thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got one.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
How do I doctor up bad jambalaya given to you by tigerdroppings.com?
Oh, damn it. Someone already got tiger droppings? Fuck. Jambalaya.
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 Video Game Tango brought to you by werewolffacts.com.
Isn't that what they
fun.
did on The Office for the messaging app?
Oh, yeah, for Wolf.
Yeah.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Identity theft is a thing that affects thousands of families a year, Jim. That show really is it's really funny.
Yeah.
It's so, like, Michael Scott is, like, the hardest part of that show for me, though. I know it's, like, supposed to be the thing, but it's like, oh, my God.
In the 18th century, Mary Toft reportedly gave birth to up to 9 rabbits. Doctors were convinced that she was telling the truth until they found pieces of corn inside the stomach of one of the rabbits, proving that it had not developed inside her womb, because it turns out she had been manually inserting the rabbits to make the delivery look as realistic as possible. Mary
Well, maybe she's
Toft,
if she's putting rabbits up there, maybe there's already corn up there, and
England's
it was true.
first furry.
I don't think that's... furry is... No, I don't think that's what a furry is, homie. I'm not quite sure what a furry is,
It's
but I'm
developed
pretty
over
sure...
time. I don't think anybody knows what a furry is.
I'm
anymore.
not... I don't think it's putting rabbits up your bajingo. So, yeah.
You ever put rabbits up your bajingo?
No, sir. Never had a rabbit near
have a
this bus. I have a bussy.
It's true.
Said
And
with all
no
the
rabbit has
confidence
never
of,
been near it.
Middle-aged
Well,
man.
No, Josh has a bussy.
I wasn't denying his pussy having
Okay.
status. He just dropped it so casually.
It's a word that is just so, like...
Oh, yeah.
Since I heard Andy say it, I've just been like, oh, my God, that is my new favorite word.
It's as bad as sebum.
Dude, the latest thing is cussy. It's a car pussy. How do you... I mean, obviously, there are baby cars in the movie Cars 3. Where do they come from? They come from
The
the cussy.
factory
The
where
cussy.
they're made
That's the cussy.
by the car store.
There are no humans in cars.
They're made by other cars.
No, that's a Terminator thing. That can't be.
You haven't seen Cars 6?
No one will. Because Owen Wilson was sent back in time.
All I'm saying is don't
as
ignore the cussy.
Lightning McQueen to make sure. I don't know.
Don't fuck your cars.
Don't fuck your cars.
You get carbon monoxide poisoning.
Or, I mean,
And you'll get famous on YouTube.
yeah.
In the 1800s, a lot of dentures were made using the teeth of dead soldiers. Reduce, reuse, recycle, am I right?
That's hauntingly interesting. Oh. Is that BTK?
Burger the King? What? What the fuck is BTK?
Bind, torture, kill.
Oh. No. I'm familiar with CBT.
It's BTK.
Oh.
See?
I'm sorry, I don't recognize serial killers on site.
Well, I mean,
Was it you or Colin that did the high school paper on serial killers as like your senior project?
Colin.
it was Colin, yeah.
We dodged a bullet with that one. Thank God for video games and weed.
Well, I mean,
I mean, there's no saying that he's still not doing it.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been caught.
He's way too clumsy.
Dude, we don't see a lot of them.
Can't
That's
even
true.
stand up straight.
He might be just doing murders all the
I'm
time.
just glad I was
Colin's out just
Yep.
doing murder.
He's just doing murders,
just
dude.
doing murders. I told you the secret
Oh
ingredient.
boy,
is
here I go
crime.
murdering again.
Time to do some murders.
You'd have to stop playing Skyrim or KOTOR to do that, though. So
That's his cover, bro.
Yeah, that's his cover. He
he just leaves it on.
yeah,
and-
just leaves it on, and he's like, "Look, I was playing Skyrim all night."
Dude, I want to go to one of the bone cathedrals, ossuaries, and
You want to get
Europe.
boned in a cathedral?
I do.
Should have been
Yeah.
Catholic.
It's completely unrelated, but also possible.
If only you were more religious.
I'm too old now. By about 30 years.
Yeah, it's only the hyper religious that bone each other in bone cathedrals.
He's talking about
Diddles.
diddling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. A priest getting at his plopper.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something wrong with me that, like, any mention of Catholicism, I'm like, oh, yeah, the rape of children.
Yep.
That's what they're
Yeah.
talking about.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
not surprising considering it's centuries.
Hi,
of
Sharon.
sustained-
Hey, Sharon. And Monsieur Combert.
Didn't someone just show up at your work? I thought I got a notification that somebody was like at your work.
Just got a bing bong.
I did. Oh, was it Tyler leaving? Is that what that is? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Tyler. I just tried to call you and I messaged you.
We're getting pizza.
Yeah. I lost my bank card temporarily, so I transferred money over to your personal account and used the Grubhub account because it has your information stored.
Oh, okay.
But I already transferred the money over.
Well, that's your bank card?
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's going to resurface.
Maybe. If not, I'll just go get a new one.
He's got to get a sifter, and hopefully it'll.
You just call
Josh
a
is
number,
implying
then
that I
freeze
ate
it.
it and I'm going to poop it out.
Yep.
It's going to rise to the top.
Yeah. They call that floaters.
Oh man, you gorgeous Viking, you. They should have used you for Kratos. Get you up there fighting Loki on that fucking serpent.
Get over
Need
here,
help
boy.
with the gate.
Oh, yeah. What? Is he not going in the room with you?
Oh, well, I'm going to finish down. My arm hurts. Whoa.
It says,
So
Papa,
angry
hold
all
me,
the
Papa. Please, Papa.
Dog on stream. Dog stream.
Oh.
It's a stream of the dog.
Finally, someone cute on this stream.
Yeah. Josh, we voted you off the island.
Well, dude, okay, so
It's coming out
I
soon,
mean,
isn't it?
It's already
season?
it's already out. It's
Oh,
already out. Caught a
shit.
couple episodes. It's good. It's good. I just wouldn't want to be voted off first on Survivor. If I can make it past not being voted off first, I call it a win, even if I went second.
I think there's a direct correlation of how quickly you get voted off of Survivor and how many times you say bussy in an episode.
Question. You get on Survivor, right?
Okay.
And how many people are there normally on the show?
I mean, between like 20 and 30.
Let's say there's 20. You're one of 10 dudes.
Okay.
What is the minimum viable number of cocks you would have to suck to ensure you wouldn't be the first one voted off the island? Like, what number do you feel comfortable saying, I think I could suck X number of cocks and I wouldn't be voted off first?
I'm going to pick 0 because you still.
I forgot about your pussy.
He doesn't have to suck
See, I
anything
didn't-
if he gives him the bussy.
Very true. Also, if you do get voted off first, you just have to hang out for a while. So you get to, eat
Does it make you
cheeseburgers. Yeah, no, you don't get to go back to America because then, like, if you just showed up 3 days later, they'd be like, well, obviously you didn't win. So you got to stay until the show's over.
okay,
So,
gotcha.
but you stay at like, Monsieur Compère, Monsieur Compère.
Monster crumble.
But you stay at like a private, like fancy enclosed thing, but you get to like eat regular food and be drunk and
Uncrumble.
go like swimming and shit. Seems pretty dope.
It's almost worth it for a break from America.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to be voted off first because, come on, it sucks being voted off first in Survivor.
Yeah. They should take all the first voted off survivors and put them on an island, but lace all their food with amphetamines.
I can call it Loser Island and make like one of you is guaranteed not to be, one of you is going to win, but one of you is going to be
That reminds
twice
me.
voted off first.
I mentioned it the other day. Let's see if I could find a clip of it. Oh, we're on stream. I can't show things. Never mind. The whole Far Cry 3 thing with Voss capturing Christopher Mintz-Plasse, McLovin.
We could get you hooked up so you can show that screen on stream.
Be worried about showing something I shouldn't, getting
I
us
agree.
banned.
But we can set it up as a second monitor also.
Okay. Something to do later.
Yeah.
Why is your Discord icon blue?
Who's?
What?
Your
Mine has always been purple. Maybe it did change. Maybe it's a Windows 7 thing. Hey, these are all blue. It's purple on my computer. It's like this.
I think you may just not have a very color accurate monitor.
That's the icon I have.
That blue one?
It's like this purple to that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Weird. So,
It looks good. It looks good in blue.
yeah, right to repair. I think you and I are kind of you guys watch anything on that? The whole debacle?
I watch most of Louis Rossman's videos.
Okay, then you're more caught up than I am.
I'm fairly well
What does he
versed
do
in
to
right to
your
repair,
mates?
but a lot of the movement hasn't been geared toward.
It's practically your job.
Yeah. A lot of the movement hasn't been geared. Like John Deere really caught headlines and has been changing the space.
Yeah,
The tractor guy?
those things are so. There's more DRM on those fucking tractors than there is on video games.
Oh yeah.
It's a billion-dollar industry.
Like a lot of the stuff I work on is a real bitch to repair, but like nothing compared to a tractor.
I feel like one of the recent art or Rossman ones I was watching is talking about how the new line of the apples is going to be like even more stupid to repair.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I can tell you I've got a pretty good preview of what's to come.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. My job gets immediately harder.
Was it, if I remember correctly, was he talking about the serialized batteries?
Yeah. Well, I mean, serialized batteries have been a thing for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As far as ease of repair goes, though, the new ones are a fucking nightmare.
It's like harder to
It's
fix, or because they just want you to buy a new one.
No, they just don't care. Now that they're I mean, I can't talk about it too much. Not publicly,
But I mean,
at least.
the idea is it works so well for so long, and then it breaks in a way that is
No.
harder and harder
no,
to fix.
it's
No.
not the
It's-
engineered obsolescence.
No, if anything, Apple is one of the best companies at non-engineered obsolescence.
Oh, okay.
Oddly enough, I mean, they get a lot of
Maybe on the hardware side, but not on the software
no,
side.
they're even better on the software side than they are the hardware side.
They also got fucking slapped down the one time they
Yeah,
got
got
caught
the
trying to
batteries.
do that.
Yeah, but so there's literally every other cell phone company has done the same thing. It's just Apple gets the heat for it.
I mean, when you're the king, right?
Samsung updates have reduced CPU power to increase battery life. That's what Apple was doing.
Just saying, Apple's not the best at it.
They are. They're still supporting a phone that's almost like it. The 6S or the 6 is still supported. It's eligible for the most recent iOS.
Okay.
You can't say that about Samsung phones. Like Samsung, you get like 3 major updates and you're done because they allow the carriers to dictate when updates roll out. They don't auto push their updates. Google, you can expect to get maybe 3, like support for 3, maybe 4 years.
I feel like Google phones have only been out for like 3 years.
I'm pretty sure the Pixel was like 2015.
I know it's gonna be something stupid like that.
I was actually thinking about that earlier today.
It's so frustrating
2013.
about how often you come across these problems, like with the right to repair stuff, where it's just another of a myriad of subjects in our country that has been manipulated behind the scenes by wealthy capitalists.
Yeah.
It's if there's the number one repeated theme in the history of the United States, and I'm only going to specifically say United States because I'm sure it's happened.
As applicable as it is to other places, we at
Yes.
least can say with confidence, right?
Yeah, I feel like if our nation had a motto, it would be
Fuck you, give me your money.
no, more like lobbyists get the job done for us, and the us is like the 1%.
Yeah.
You know, because and that's
What's the me, not the saying?
I don't know. It's just something you run across. Like for this, you bring up the right to repair. It reminds me of the Behind the Bastards that I just recently listened to, which was about Amway.
Oh, God.
Which you're-
Amway. Oh my God.
Legally is not allowed to call a pyramid scheme. But, you know, it's so every time you trace this stuff back, it's always so disheartening and quite frankly bewildering how deep and how long lasting some of these things are. Because, like, if somebody had mentioned Amway to me and probably had to remind me of what it was because it's not something I think of, they're like, oh, you know, that fucking pyramid scheme where you got to sell their shitty
Legally not a
groceries.
pyramid scheme.
Then I would have been like, oh, yeah, okay, I remember Amway. But then you come to find out that, like, it's the DeVos family that started Amway. And the DeVos, like, the fucking Betsy DeVos
Betsy
was
DeVos?
the literally, like, chairman of education or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, the Treasury of Education. Treasurer of Education.
Treasurer of Education. That
Secretary
doesn't
of
sound right.
Education.
Secretary of Education might have been correct. Anyhow.
It is correct.
That's literally his daughter, of the guy that one of the guys that founded Amway. And as you dig deeper into Amway, you realize that, like, it's so much more insidious than just a fucking Mary Kay party light Tupperware status pyramid scheme, because they have gained such wealth and influence over destroying people's lives in this fucking Ponzi bullshit that they reached a level of political influence that they got to start making
Made
the
the
big
jump.
moves that like to this day influence our country like heavily.
Rules for thee, not for me, is the saying I was thinking of.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's honestly, if somebody asked me, like, do you like America? My answer is no. I fucking hate this country. And I say that specifically. I know that we have a lot of opportunities. I mean, I'm a white male in America, pretty fucking cush for the most part. But what irritates me so much is that no other country has the means and the capability to do more good in the world than our country does. And yet we actively and repeatedly do the exact opposite of just raping and destroying everything.
Yeah.
And to me, that means like, yeah, for all of our positives and stuff that we have, it's outweighed by the fact that it's like great power comes great responsibility, you know?
Yep.
And America is not
very responsible
with our power at all. It's fundamentally used just to make a small amount of people wealthier and wealthier.
Demonstrably so.
I think the
Fuck
biggest
America.
hoodwink America has pulled over the 20th century is not necessarily convincing the proles that they too can become millionaires, but that it's your political movements are going to have impact over the long term. Because it's so easy in the short term to think of all the political movements we have here and there and this and that. But with even the surface level knowledge I have of how government works and lobbyists and politicians and money and international trade and all this, like none of it has any high level long-term impacting or long-term effect. Like what have we done in the last 100 years besides child labor laws that has really made a fucking difference, you know? Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we did win back-to-back world wars, so there is
That,
that.
I think that was kind of the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Didn't throw the exploitation of the poor at those wars either.
Yeah.
No.
Back-to-back World War champs.
And then a couple nukes to top it off like a fucking radioactive cherry.
Fucking entirely unnecessary nuclear arms.
I know enough to know that it's complicated, and I don't know much more than that.
Essentially, what it amounts to is we wanted to scare the Russians. That's like the end of the line. Is like we wanted to prove to the Russians that we had this technology and not to fucking step out of line too much. But the second one, by all means, was definitely gratuitous.
Absolutely.
'Cause-
Honestly, the first one, like you said, full stop. It was to show the Soviets.
Yeah, who top dog is?
Yeah, Moscow will burn in nuclear fire. Look at what that seems like. So yeah.
It 100% was not had nothing to do with the Japanese surrendering. They were already fully prepared. They were already at the table saying like, we are ready to give up.
Yes.
Nick, can we move your camera just a little bit?
Which way?
A little bit towards me, yeah. Josh is 100% in your shot all the time.
I'm Josh. This is me.
Yeah, and you're more a little bit more centered now.
This is Josh.
That's me.
Andy was not wrong about gaming news. Rumor Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, the definitive edition,
dude,
will
come
be
on, like
sold at full price.
Dude, that's one of the things I wanted to fucking talk about.
You wanted to talk about the
We're
fact
gonna
that a
talk about
game
that.
coming out is going to be sold at full price?
Just like I wanted to talk about it on the fucking
I-
podcast.
We're going to talk about it on the
Apparently,
podcast.
that's what he wants to talk about.
Okay.
That's fine. We can talk about it.
I just pulled that out because that was the most mundane
One of
thing.
the-
What else price would they sell it at?
Well, considering up until yesterday, you could have bought all of them for around $35. Maybe slightly more than that, but it's
Is it including?
Well, I thought we were
GTA
going to save it for the
4?
podcast.
That's true. Well, Aaron knows now, so.
It's you. It's you.
There's a lot of
So
them.
There's
many
multiple
hymns.
people there, Sharon. That's not nice just to point me out. There's 3 Joshes, 3 Nicks, and 3 Andys as well.
We're all of your.
mean,
I think you got
Honestly,
got it on enough
I
to
sometimes
Vito
think about
clones.
if there were other me's and how tough the fight would be for me to kill and absorb their power.
You just end up sleeping with him. I don't know what you're talking
yeah, dude. 100%.
That's
you only
part-
have 2 options with a
Oh,
clone.
dude.
fight it
You
or
would so
fuck
get
it.
kicked off of Survivor.
Blade, though.
Yeah. This is the
It's all the pussy.
immediate connection to the computer.
And that's
These
a little
are
bit
what the
behind.
live stream sees.
Oh, interesting.
I got 2 pizzas coming if you're hungry.
If I had multiple clones of me, I'd finally get the.
I love how you cover your microphone after you.
you ate Wendy's, gotcha. Okay.
He's trying.
You're like, I don't want
He's
to blow
learning.
smoke into it.
Well, I mean, Nick was right. My Adderall is gone.
Hard to hear when
Yeah.
Help me, doctors. I need to microdose for my.
You really feel you seem like
Autism
a
light.
kid that caught a second wind at late
my
night
God.
at night.
Dude, remember like the other day at D&D when I was trying to tell that story and then it like went all over the fucking place? And like I had a full on
Vaguely. Which story?
the story.
Oh, you told it to me, and then you're telling it to them.
Yeah, I was telling it to Brian,
about
and
work.
he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Seriously, dude, you had just like," because I kept going back and forth about details, and anyway, I just did it again.
You didn't.
So,
Josh is having a midlife crisis right now.
well, I mean,
Live
at
on
least,
stream
at least
for your
the-
viewing pleasure.
An ADD. Dude, sometimes I'll just walk into a room, forget what I'm in there for, and then sometimes I'll like,
Dude, I tangent like
and then I'll
fucking
just be like,
crazy.
one man band for like a full 10 minutes, and then I'll have to remind myself I'm a real boy.
I got to cook it.
Gots to.
Gots to.
Try to look up the
Well, I
names
mean,
of the
get on
games I
it.
played.
The oven is preheating.
Oh, okay, good.
I only have one kind of heat because I'm a oven pleb.
It's the pizza heat.
Also, Mike is making baked ziti. So,
Oh, shit.
I'll have some of
What
that.
the fuck is that?
It's some sort of Italian thing.
Ziti's isn't like a casserole,
It's like a
Does it
Pasta
have large
casserole?
nudes?
eggplant in it.
I'm not a fan of large nudes.
oh, see that looks fucking good. I want some of that.
Oh no, I'm completely wrong.
Those are acceptable.
It's just
nudes.
like pasta casserole.
I'm gonna eat
I
some
had the
pasta
casserole
casserole
part,
later,
right?
too.
Yeah, whatever those flat noodles are that come in lasagna.
Lasagna noodles.
I hate those things.
Why?
They taste gross.
Yeah, they're usually pretty low quality in stores.
Yeah. I imagine
Okay.
if they were cooked fresh, it might be a different story. I also am really not a fan of ricotta cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not surprising. You have some big texture issues.
Yeah, it's definitely it. It could be a texture thing. And also, just to me, it's very like it's a very bland cheese. It reminds
Yeah,
me of
it's not
specifically
strong.
cottage cheese.
I like
Which
cottage cheese.
I also don't like cottage cheese. So
Much like
Like
cicadas.
Or at all.
what?
You could eat cottage cheese with lots of stuff like pears or peaches.
That's I mean, even the thought has never occurred to me to eat cottage cheese with fruit.
It's a pretty common thing.
I imagine
At
it
least in
is, but
Oakville.
Yeah.
I have only ever eaten my cottage cheese with pepper.
Oh, a little salt, a little pepper. That sounds pretty good too.
Yeah.
On a cucumber.
I go through like a decade cycle of
Cucumber's a pretty bland flavor.
desiring
Yeah, I
cottage
think-
cheese. And I'll go
So
buy
do
a
I.
tub of it and eat like
Ooh, and
half
then
the
on a
tub,
cracker,
and then
too.
I won't touch it for like
Yep.
10 years. I
Same.
don't know what it is.
Gotta
I feel like
dress
you're
it up a
saying
little
C
bit.
words now. Want to eat my cottage cheese on a cucumber on a cracker
I thought you'd like
with some
it.
ciabatta bread.
Cockadoodle.
Do.
Mix it with some chicken. Smear it on my cock.
That's a TikTok video, homie. Well, I mean, other
Smearing
than,
cottage cheese on your cock?
no,
bro.
I mean like the whole.
I don't think roosters
cu-
like cottage cheese.
I imagine they do.
I imagine roosters will eat whatever the fuck they can before it eats them.
I feel like they'd attack you if you tried to smear anything on them. They're rude.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you
Well, I mean,
slap
they're
them
fucking dinosaurs.
in the face because they have hollow bones.
Ears. Look like some shitty Gears of War soldier knockoff.
Frigide Granada.
That's a throwback.
10-inch storage now.
Man, Splitgate is so much fun though.
Yeah,
Have you
just
played
was
it
trying to
again
get
since
me-
we played?
Yeah. No, I played with Justin and Andrew, and then I played with Justin for a little bit yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Played for a few matches. Yeah. We had some all right ones. Like sometimes, dude, I play fucking aggressively medium. And I really feel myself. Like the other day I had my best game. I got like almost Adam level kills where I had like 22 kills and like 4 deaths, 5 deaths. I was fucking handing it out.
Nice.
It was good
That
stuff.
always feels good. Yeah, those games where you're in that flow state.
Is that Metroid?
No.
Oh.
Very similar.
Do.
Checking out indie game trailers. Look at that. They're bringing back the Super Mario World. Great.
The Donkey Kong level.
They always run the name of this.
It's me, a Chris Pratt.
Somewhere between what's the side-scrolling world like?
Castlevania?
No, the Blade Zero Loop Runner Time
Time
Disco
Disco.
late.
Disco dancer.
I'm flitting around the words. Side-scrolling
Chrono Trigger.
roguelike. No, it's new.
Oh, it's new.
Came out in the last couple of years. Dead Cells. That's what I was thinking of.
I've seen that.
Just periodically through the podcast, I'm going to throw these up.
Yes.
Did you make copy pasta?
I sure did.
Is it legal to make your own copy pasta? You can just do that?
Someone's got to.
I guess that's true, right?
We need
Twitch
ones
is the Wild West. There's no rules.
that are not werewolf related.
Do we?
Yeah, that's the.
Because we own werewolffacts.com.
No, I know, but people need to know that they can go to werewolffacts.com for all of their facts.
Yes.
That's true.
There is a meme on computers
Yes.
where in like 4chan or someone on its forum thread will make a post that's so ridiculous that people copy the text wholesale, and the text as itself as a whole becomes a meme, and people will paste that block of text to imply a meaning, right? What the fuck did you say to me, fucking bitch? I'm a Navy SEAL for 30 years. Have you seen that one?
No.
Yeah, so it becomes it just like an emoji has a meaning to it. An entire block of text becomes a copy pasta, which itself implies a certain meaning.
Okay.
It's internet fucking etiquette's weird nowadays.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's the dolphin pussy jelly copy pasta we could show him. There's the
I'd put up another one in chat.
that was oh god.
fruity. Ocean Man. The crust of a tan man imbibed the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. That's fun.
It's fun.
It's a song by Ween.
Okay.
Yeah, Ocean Man.
Ocean Man, take me by the hand. Lead me to the land that you understand.
I just found a game called The Dwarves.
That was a little aggressive. Sorry about that, buddy.
Hope it's
I
about
enjoyed every
elves.
second
I
of
know
it.
you did. I can feel. Whoa!
And he's got
I
that
heard noises.
concert snare.
Yeah, we're gonna do just a few seconds of this.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to
I recently rewatched this movie.
you understand. Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip.
And we don't want to get taken down, so
Yep.
Ween sings Happy Colored Marbles.
Wait, can we listen to 14 seconds of any song?
I forgot that song
Just once.
has that
Just
really dark and aggressive switch in tone. And
The
it,
marbles one.
yeah, and it like I was like jamming to it in my car. I was like, oh yeah, fucking Happy Colored Marbles, and I like turned it up and started fucking jamming out, and then it went super dark, and I was like, oh right, fuck me. I was very high. That's why I wanted to listen to it, and took a turn.
Happy colored
Yeah.
marbles.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm hip to that one.
Hip to that jam. You haven't updated to that bop, sir?
It's 2003.
Yeah,
Can't update to it anymore.
Okay, well.
it's a little dated.
You do have a fairly eclectic taste of music.
I mean, I don't think so.
We kind of went hard in the paint in our late teens, early 20s into weird music. And then I feel like I can say with mild confidence that most of our tastes haven't changed much since then.
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
jamming out to a lot of Tool lately because, god damn, I just fucking love Tool. Like, I don't get everything that he does is
Just Mandy Patinkin?
Maynard James Keenan.
Yep, okay, there it is.
Mandy Patinkin, yeah.
Also, there's a salty sea dog inside of me that loves the fact that he just like that hates Tool fans.
There's an old joke about Primus that if you're a fan of Primus and you run to somebody else and they're like, "Are you listening to Primus?" and you say, "Yeah, Primus sucks." Apparently, that's just like an old thing. But
Yeah,
I discovered funk in my early 20s, and I fell in love with that. listen to that probably more than anything now.
My life is still heavily defined by Bob Dylan, and it always will be. But honestly, at the end of the day, 90% of what I listen to when I'm listening to music is parody songs, comedy songs. I just enjoy them so much. I love a good witty wordplay and dirty adult songs. I've reached the point to where I'm actually get irritated at my Pandora when I play my stations because it's only playing songs that I know and I've sung like a million times.
Yeah.
And so I've had to force myself to not like auto skip when I don't recognize the names of the tracks. So I can try to expose myself to some new stuff.
One
I
thing I had the
recognize
problem
those.
with. Go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just
You curate the radio stations on Pandora for 10 plus years. Like every song was one I'd heard before. And I got to the point where I was like, maybe I should just make a new station, start from scratch. But then I had the same problem. And then I realized at some point in the recent history, they have variants like deep cuts or new hits. So like you choose your radio station and like new hits is like, we take all the bands you have thumbsed up on the station and we play any music they've made that's new. Or the deep cuts is music that gets the least amount of listens on Pandora from that band. And it was like suddenly I'm hearing the same bands but new music for the first time in like a decade. It was
That's pretty cool.
It's
I'll have to
pretty
look
neat.
into that.
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing.
no, I did not go to Brit this year. Did anybody else go to Brit this year?
Did we go to the Brit?
Yeah.
Nope.
Any of the
No.
Brit Festival stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just it's answering a
Oh,
question.
I didn't know that was
Yeah, no, there's
in
a-
chat.
yeah.
I've ran into people that were going to Brit.
Haven't been
Yeah,
there since
I
worked
really
there.
wanted to go see Nikki Glazer. That looked like a lot of fun.
The comedian.
Yeah.
The one that kind of vaguely
What-
resembles Ann Coulter.
Yeah, she kind of does.
Yeah,
Not as conservative,
yeah,
like weird
yeah,
Not as
GOP
ice
face.
bitchy.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, not such an ice queen.
yeah.
What was she on recently? That
You heard about
a
this,
roast?
right, Andy? No. Okay, I'll talk about that.
Shaky Graves is actually a really good band that my coworker Hannah introduced me to when I was working at Ravenswood. It's good music.
What do they do?
Man, I hate quantifying or classifying music.
Well, like what kind of feel does it have? You know what I mean?
Like,
I mean,
I want to say folk music, but it's like that.
But it has
that
like-
category is so
it has like
broad.
a folky kind of feel. Like
Yeah, like we could probably bring up a Shaky Graves video and you can see it.
Okay. I mean, you know.
You'll know exactly what it is when you.
Okay.
Is Andy on it?
I
He's
am,
on
yeah.
it. Nick said we can only do that one time. Was he lying to me?
Yes.
Okay.
We just have to be very careful about watching stuff. I mean, we can watch a few seconds of something, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's all it'll take.
We rule benders up in here.
What about? Is it only typically like really well known people?
No,
Just any music.
anybody signed on
A label?
Label, yeah.
Oh, I don't know if they're signed on a label. Anyways, continue.
Well, it looks like they're part of Emperor and Music Garage.
No. He is. I was thinking of somebody
Okay.
else.
Okay.
Might want to skip past the bird calls because that could count for the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a little bluesgrass,
Yeah.
little folk,
I like his tone.
little foot tambourine.
There's always. It's so funny that you bring up some guy trying to start a mosh pit.
Hey, you
I
know-
was just having that conversation at work. How there's like always one guy at an inappropriate concert trying to start up a mosh pit. It happens to every concert I've been to. You'll usually get this one dude that tries to
The
start.
whole
up a
reason
mosh
he
Neon
came there
Blast
was
like
to
that,
cause
guys.
physical
Wow.
violence.
Our coworkers and I were talking about how like he'd gone to a Smash Mouth concert back in the day. And he's like, yeah,
They didn't let me smash any mouth.
They tried to get in a mosh pit going at a Smash Mouth.
That's not.
No, it wasn't Smash Mouth. It was we talking about Smash Mouth, and then he talked about I think he went to a Blink 182 concert, and somebody tried to start one at a Blink 182 concert, and I'm like, ooh, that's. I mean, there's maybe 2 songs you might be able to mosh to, and then I feel like you're gonna get caught into "I Miss You," and it's gonna get really
fucking
awkward.
Adam song, you know, just.
Where are you?
Smash. So I don't think we can get like copyright claimed for this one, just because it's like unrecognizable. This came from a TikTok.
Unintelligible speech.
Oh, I saw this stuff. Ooh.
This is Smash Mouth now.
Yeah, they're playing like at a wine and cheese festival.
We're going to Greece.
Wasted.
Oh my! No.
He's not even singing.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, if you're Smash Mouth and now you're
Smash
playing
Mouth
at some
lead singer Steve
fucking
Harwell went
food and wine
Yeah.
festival, that's probably
He's chasing hard after Danzig there.
I loved it so much.
That's.
I just saw an article followed that after that video came out about like one of the band members retired like after that video came out.
Well,
if you need a wake up call,
Honestly,
it's time.
no
absolutely
shit, dude.
wasted.
It's like being the drummer back there. It's like, the fuck am I doing here?
Just keeping time, dude.
Dude, fuck it. I'm gonna go work at Trader
I'm
Joe's,
getting
man.
paid by the minute here, right?
Oh, fuck, I'll go work at Trader Joe's for that shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
What is the worst band to mosh pit to?
Fish.
Miley Cyrus.
Pause. This should open the podcast.
No,
That
but I was
important.
really
Dolly
interested to
Parton?
watch it.
What did you say? You said Fish.
Yeah.
No, dude, I'll
I
punch
feel
a
like Dolly
motherfucker
Parton
out
beats
to 9 to
Fish.
5,
What
homie.
did you say?
Miley Cyrus.
That seems like there is already mosh pits there.
Yeah.
But they're like preteens.
I know I'm fighting.
Oh, I mean, make it all the easier to mosh.
Philharmonic Orchestra.
Oh,
That's fair.
okay. The Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Whatever they call
now.
whatever they call the kids that sit around Barney when he sings on the fucking episode. The fucking camera guy just comes in with his shoulder tackle.
No, I did not watch the Woodstock,
Woodstock
99 documentary.
99.
I
Was
I
there-
keep meaning
is it-
to.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
they
feel-
tried to redo Woodstock. I vaguely remember that. I
Yeah,
would've been,
no,
what,
it was a shit
14?
show. It was a shit show.
I mean, the first one was a shit show, but an amazing shit show. Russ is blinking 180 times from the kitchen over there.
But only 180.
Only 180.
It's been a while.
He missed a couple.
Yeah, Woodstock 99.
Woof.
You know what I haven't seen that I still feel bad every time I bring it into the public light? I still haven't watched Spinal Tap. It's so
haven't either.
out of like place now to
Yeah.
watch it, but I know so much about it. It's one of those things like once you know enough about it from pop culture, you're like, I don't need to watch it. I should sit down and watch it.
One of these days.
One of them days.
People rolling in shit and piss. Yeah, I can't imagine that's unique to Woodstock 99, but I imagine it might have been a more prominent feature. I mean, in the 90s, Woodstock was this like glorious rose-tinted
I was
glass.
Listening to NPR, and one of the guys who was interviewed for the Woodstock 99 documentary was talking to one of the NPR guys.
Look it up.
And like the porta potties they had for 3 days of the festival filled up in 3 hours. Like they were over full in like hours, and it was
Poor
just like,
souls.
and it went downhill from there. Like that was
Yeah.
the beginning of Shit Mountain.
It's a problem when you get too many people in too small of an area and you don't fucking
Nope,
plan
3
for
people
it.
died. See, I mean,
Yeah.
don't give too much away because
Hyphy, this is Woodstock 99, Peace, Love, and Rage. Looks like it
Peace,
just
Love,
came
and
out.
Rage.
I'm going to link that to myself.
Is that? Oh, it's on HBO. Good, I can watch it.
Oh, it's on HBO. I can't watch it.
Oh.
Let me come over. We'll watch it together.
Yeah,
Put some
Absolutely.
Put
Ooh,
some
we should-
Jimi Hendrix on.
We should also
Get your cat to shit on the floor and we're rolling it.
We should watch Dune and then spoil it for Andrew.
Oh my god, dude! I would slit my own throat. No way. He said that he should watch Dune and then spoil it for Andrew. That's hardcore, man.
Just take a crappy phone video of it from my TV. And
That'd be like
just,
my year, like 10 years into my 13-year
he fell
wait
asleep
for
during Star Wars. He deserves whatever the fuck I do to him.
Yeah, it's important which stars he fell asleep for, but yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
Look into that later.
Some of that pizza.
It is over there.
I know, I smell it.
Thank you, Hyvie. I'm sure between these fine gentlemen, I can leech off some video pleasure for my eyeballs.
I know, it seems really hot.
It's too hot to eat.
The pizza's too hot to eat.
I thought today, what
pizza
is
is burning
heat?
my mouth.
And then I spent an hour reading about what heat is. And of course, as with anything,
God, I love that Mickey puppet video. Sorry.
it all boils down to quantum bullshit.
That video also popped up in my feed.
It came up after I was talking to Adam about it. I was like, yeah, I know like black body radiation and vaguely like how heat works and like heat can be defined in different ways. But yeah, I watched that video and then I watched more and I was like, no, it's just, you guys are bad at explaining this. They try. But it's just so weird that so many simple questions, you're like, what the fuck's a magnet? Or why is soap? And they're like, well, let's start in the quantum field. And you're like, can we start anywhere else, please? I don't need to know about spin just to know why soap is soap.
It's the bubbles.
Soap is the bubbles.
It's the bubbles.
They just capture a bunch and compress them down into a puck.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Soap.
much easier explanation.
Yeah.
And if it was true, I'd be really happy. But
It's not. I mean,
surfactants is
I didn't
really
even try.
fucking confusing.
didn't even try.
What is the hardest science for you to wrap your head around? For me, it's fucking optics.
Yeah, that
Like light and mirrors and how light fucking works with reflecting off shit. Like every time I try to read into that,
I
my
make
just
a
glaze
literal
over.
living off people not understanding how optics work. So
It's true, you
don't fucking pull on that string, homie. Yes, the HBO, the Game of Thrones spinoff is going to make HBO a butt ton of money because
Even if it's bad.
even if it's bad, but this it
Dude,
looks
I want-
promising. I feel like they're trying to trick me again.
I want a pork pie fucking cooking show. Give it to me.
Pork
Pot pie? Pork pie? Who's
Oh,
hot
pot
pie?
pie.
Pot pie? Hot pie?
hot pie.
It's been a while.
I mean, just watch the British baking show. They fucking make meat pies.
Yeah, but there's not enough
Great show.
incest and violence. Oh wait, it's England.
What?
But,
All right, I'm gonna have to go do my thing. while
Yeah.
Rusty
he's gonna
is-
poop.
Bring up Stephen
That's not
Wilson
my
Jr. on
thing.
YouTube.
Bring up what?
Stephen Wilson Jr.
Stephen Wilson Jr.
Oh, shout out! I couldn't find my regular beanie. I found my old Vanna O and the Annies beanie from when I saw them at what's the little rockabilly bar downtown?
Oh, fucking
Johnny B's?
Johnny B's. Yes.
Jay Bizzles?
J.
Go down to that one with the kid, the younger kid playing
Need to
guitar.
get out
Yeah.
without knocking shit over.
Nick, while you're up.
Meow. Neck beard.
While you're up, would you?
I must admit, I felt the flame. Kurt Cobain, a Fender Mustang. MTV brought me up. This is your brain on drugs. I won't forget that first girlfriend that got me into Boys to Men. And I grew up a lot.
I feel like a whole lot more, and we're definitely going to get bold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't.
I don't think
was
he's signed, dude. This is the guy I just saw on TikTok.
That was-
There are 7 vape bottles on your desk. I found 4 more.
Yes.
that was. Dude, that's pretty.
I have many,
that's
but
pretty
this one
dope.
is the one.
I like that.
It's a good
I like
song.
that.
Plus, it's nostalgia berries.
Yeah. No, dude. Fucking punches.
I'm. So it's licensed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
Did we show you Clowncore?
Clown Core. We had to have shown you. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We did on pre-podcast once. Yeah.
What would Colin Core be off camera?
Russ doesn't want to eat on camera because that's Patreon material.
No, that's where we rub Pete's on his feet.
Oh, that's OnlyFans.
That's OnlyFans material. Yeah.
We've got tears on tears.
I also didn't want to eat on camera. What I do to food stays between me and food. Or close friends, I suppose.
Nobody should ever have to watch me eat.
Even though most streamers eat on camera, at least the big ones.
Welcome to it. It's their job. They have to. When else are they going to eat?
Yeah. So while we're waiting for those guys to finish, let's share some werewolf facts. Remember, werewolffacts.com.
Yeah, I need to catch back up on it. I started watching season 1, and now they have like 3 seasons out.
Yeah, like I got most of the way through season 1, and then like it just kind of petered out. But yeah, now there's 3 seasons out, and I was like, fuck, I should watch that.
So yeah, the music discussions are pretty interesting too because we all have very different tastes in music. Like I think we all share, like we all
love classic rock.
Yeah, we all love classic rock, and I don't think any of us are really like against the other's taste in music. I think we all have relatively.
I don't like country.
Nobody here does.
Well,
Joshua.
I like country music, bro. It's fun to get drunk and listen to country music.
Nope. Josh says it's fun to get drunk and listen to country music. Like, what kind of country are we talking?
I mean, I like a lot of country, like some old school 90s country is pretty fun. Like, of course, Willie Nelson's great.
Willie Nelson's always good.
Shit, too. Like, I went and saw Jason Aldean in concert. That was a lot of fun.
I don't know who that is.
Take a ride on the big green tractor. I think, yeah. I like some of Luke Bryan's songs.
I like how all country music has basically become mumble rap. You notice that trend? It's weird.
Let's see here. Hold on. Let me pull up some of the shit that's on the phone.
I love how country, as much as they seem to be like, they pretend to exist to be anti-culture. But they're like the first to adopt like new music stylings. What?
Florida Georgia Line, Lake Shelton.
Okay. I don't know what they sound like. They're country music. I hear country music occasionally when I go to places like Deli Delight, who plays country music radio. You know, that's my exposure to it because I don't like it. I only hear country music in fucking redneck restaurants.
I had a girlfriend who was really into country music.
Kara?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew she was a country music fan. I mean, I might have actually... I might have actually known that she was a country music fan, like had been told, because I've known her for fucking ever.
Yeah. No, and like, so we listened to it all the time, like in the car and shit. And like, I kind of really got in it because I used to not be like, oh, country music, bro. But honestly, yeah. There's a lot of it.
I don't really like any of it. Like, some of the really classic stuff is fine. Like, I mean, it sets a tone, sets a mood.
You're talking like Marty Robbins, like cowboy song style?
Yeah, cowboy songs.
Yeah. All right, I scarfed down some pizza.
Good.
But what I've really been into
The
recently-
moment you guys got up to eat, we hit our peak viewership.
God damn it! Sorry,
So,
guys.
yeah, that's why I was over fucking like grimacing at you guys.
So I
So
mean,
we've lost
I,
viewers.
oh no, I ate it like. If you come back, I'll eat pizza on camera. It's hot. It'll burn my mouth, and I'll do it for you. I mean it. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Something about
Country music.
What does it come out? Country music.
Your camera's a little hot. I mean, that's what we were just talking about, and then that led you into something else.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, no, country music's fine. It's fine. It's good.
That's as good as it gets. It's fine.
I don't know, dude. Like, I would say one of the things about country music is oftentimes, like because I've been to a few country music concerts now. They sound like most of the time they sound like they do in concert on the record, which you generally don't get with a lot of other music. So we'll give it that. Do you guys live together in a house out in Eagle Point? Oh, no.
No, that's not the question.
Nope.
No. So yeah, Russ and I live together. Josh lives with another buddy of ours, and Nick lives in another house.
Yes.
So
We
two
do
of
not-
us do live together.
I'm over here. I'm over at their house a lot.
You're one of the only people that I have not lived with, Josh.
Yes.
Like within our extended friend group.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Is it weird?
No, I don't think that's weird.
Do you want me to live here with you?
It's a little crowded right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find some room in there with Sharon and Russ. It'd be fine.
Sure. Yeah. I have too many desks
Yeah.
in my room.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to have to fight you to get into the Fortress of Solitude. And you have supplies. I will have none of the siege supplies needed for a siege. You can wait me out. So,
I got coronavirus at the beginning of the year, or at the end of last year.
I work at a tourist attraction, and I never got it.
I've been working directly with the public
Yeah,
since
like-
the beginning. So
Yeah, like I mean, it makes. I honestly, I would have thought I got it.
I also handle their computers and their cell phones.
Yeah, people talk to me right in my face a lot.
Yeah, I have to crouch down and get right next to old people.
Oh,
Yeah, because
they'll cough the Rona right in your face.
Oh yeah.
Sorry
So
about that, son.
and none of them wear their masks properly. So
No, they're
if they do it all.
it's the nose poking over.
So yeah. So I work in essentially like IT help.
Mm-hmm.
I
feel
don't know if I
that's
want to get more specific, but I help old people with their computers all day. So if I have to take their computer away from them and just fix it for them, that's of course completely unacceptable. They have to pretend they're interested in how I fixed it.
so that they're gonna learn.
But then they tell me, "Oh man, you kids grow up with technology. I just don't want to learn it." You know, like literally that kind of shit. So, no, they don't learn it. They're back like 3 hours later with the same problem. Oh, it happened again. You didn't fix it. It's like, yeah, I did. You just fucked it up again.
Stop watching cuckold porn. Ruining the internet.
Pretty much, yeah. A lot of it boils down to old people watch a lot of porn and click a lot of links in it.
Well, I mean, they got a lot of free time. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to imagine it's fairly. I think of the concept of like growing up my entire life where porn is around but very like frowned upon, and you don't want to get caught with it, and you got to buy physical forms of it and stuff like that. It's taboo. And then you're introduced to the internet age where like you can view all the porn that you want at the touch of a button in the privacy of your own home, and no one will know about it. It's like sensory overload. I can't imagine living 70 years of my life and only having seen like a handful of tits, you know? And then suddenly it's like,
Yeah.
I can see all the tits.
Right.
I mean,
Nick, before you sit down, would you mind fixing the curtain?
pull the chim short.
Ooh, there it goes.
Do we already address chat questions?
So far, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Andy and I share a bed.
Yep.
It's a bunk bed, but we only use the top.
That's why they call it Batman. They hang from their feet.
It's actually
I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
that is
Fucking good.
pretty good.
I mean, nobody's going to know what that reference
No,
means. But
so just so everybody knows, Russ and I tell each other Batman instead of good night.
yeah.
Because one night I was walking by your room or something, and I said Nightman, and you said, "Did you just say Batman?"
Batman.
So since then, it's been Batman.
That's how we say goodnight.
I would say good night.
Our tenured relationship as friends is built entirely upon mishearings of each other.
Oh my
saying
God, yeah.
one
Well,
thing or
for you,
another.
that's like exponential.
Yeah, 100%.
My ears are still analog. Everybody's rocking digital now.
True.
And people say something, I'm like, don't speak hex code at me.
Yeah.
I had enough ear infections as a kid that my mother lost count. We were too poor for me to get ear shunts and whatnot. So,
I was one of those kids too. Always had ear infections.
I also,
so my
I
ears
also
are.
had a lot of ear infections, Russ.
No,
Fucking
You
hell.
grew up
my,
in
my
Washington.
ears are
You
fantastic.
get all those cow biotics. He's healthy as a ox.
Is that hamster milk? You guys didn't grow up on hamster milk?
No.
No, that's
I imagine the work ratio to payout is so minimal.
you don't need much. A little drop will do.
just a little, just a dab.
You got your Brill cream and your hamster milk.
Yep,
Little dab will do you.
and it comes out thick.
You know how you know you're old? When you quote Brill cream.
Yeah.
The fuck's Brill cream? homie?
Exactly. I'm not even old enough to do I shouldn't know
you,
what Brill cream
You
is.
shouldn't know what Brill cream is.
No.
I shouldn't.
Yeah. It's a
Russ?
fucking hair gel. And their
Brill cream?
tagline was a little
I know
dabble
what
do
Brill
ya.
cream is. Yes,
He got really
It's a
big into
pomade.
hair pomade. See, I was going to say hair wax, but he knows the official term.
I am still into personal hygiene, and the
And that's why
products
he's the
therein.
best looking one here.
It's true.
My hygiene consists of I should shower.
Well, I mean, I do have several products that I use for my face and beard. But
You've you've upped your game in the last couple of years.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Does anybody that dude on YouTube? I
I love this so much.
I almost
Yeah,
want
dude,
this
me
to
too.
be. I should save this for another podcast. There's a guy who started doing an ad. He's got a big.
You want to
old
save it for this
scrag-
podcast?
And
when we
I
start?
think I need to make a documentary on this. So
Okay.
next podcast, bring it up. The downfall of this dude on YouTube ads. Anyways, what are we opening with?
That's a good question.
The noise floor.
It's always the noise floor. What are we opening with? God, it's been such a bad week for news.
I can open up with the fact that I thought I had downloaded Agony, but instead I downloaded Succubus, which was like Agony but a porn game.
Yes, start with that.
Okay.
I want to hear your thoughts on The Witcher.
It might take up some time.
That's fine, dude. It's been a fucking dry ass week. So not only have we all just been playing New World, but as far as game news, man, it's terrible. The news is bad. The
Yeah,
news,
we're like late
but-
quarter 3.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like the
We're
dearth.
about to jump into the holiday season, so things are about to light up. But we're in a fucking drought right now. So yeah, if we want to open up with that, that'd be swell. I want to talk a little. I mean, there's only so much to be said about Right to Repairs, but I would like to touch on that. Talk about. Did you guys watch them opening up the Steam Deck?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so we'll talk about that
Was
a
there
little bit.
hardware inside?
A little bit.
I feel like it's just magic in there.
Scorpions.
There are a couple things that I have in podcast notes.
Andy, can my computer support an Oculus?
Barely.
You're better off to get the freeform one. Also, don't buy Oculus. It's Facebook.
Don't
Give them your money.
I want to play.
Hold out. Be strong. Diamond
wanna-
hands.
I want to play I want to play
To the moon.
I want to play a game, the fucking X-Wing game, where I have to like fucking look around in my fucking cockpit to know where the fuck shit's at.
Then just get the index.
You can do that in Eve Valkyrie on the PSVR, or probably the Index at this point.
Well, yeah, but both of those things are vastly more expensive.
Josh got money. He's single.
Well, I mean, no, dude, honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of like I've dabbled my toe in, and
Keep dabbling. You don't. I mean,
I'm gonna start running in.
I'm like tease
You've
it.
had your first Mike's Hard Lemonade. Wait for the Black Tar Heroin.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
dude, like
You're not ready for the Mango Mad Dog.
but like the more I play on my PC, dude, the more I realize I've been playing fucking video games wrong my entire life.
Yeah.
Like
Oh man.
Let's get into the show.
okay.
Okay.
All right. So Nick, you'll open, and then we can come back to Mango Mad Dog. And
Let me adjust my Power Rangers emblem.
yeah, I gotta get that last vape in. We've already got it too fucking vapey in here.
Josh
So
is
vapey.
clouding up my dick.
I figured someone might as well pay some attention to it.
Neglecting your job,
Appreciate
Yeshua.
Russ's restraint there. I was the only participant in that.
Not blowing on his dick.
Your dick.
My dick.
Your dick. All right, we ready for the noise floor?
Big as a bridge. Yo dick.
It's actually really awkward when you get. Just don't talk into the talk into the microphone.
Who? Me?
We have this habit because we so
So worried about the noise floor.
yeah we didn't used to be on video, so we'd all back away from our mics when we would get our noise sample for this noise floor. We don't have to do that anymore. Just don't talk. Don't do that either.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Sure.
I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So while you have all been exploring the new world, I thought to myself, hey, I'm broke. I should play some video games. And I grabbed a good handful of games off the high seas in an attempt to find something worthy of talking about. For the most part, milk toast to promising, I think is what I was thinking. I played about 7 games. Notably, I saw Agony on the list, which was a H.R. Geiger meets Gonzo porn game set in hell that I really wanted to try when it was first announced, and I never got around to it. It's basically somewhere between, Alien and Dante's Inferno, really fucked up stuff.
Okay.
And so I downloaded it and started playing it and realized I had downloaded Succubus, not Agony, which is very much of the same vein, but much more orientated towards also being like a porn game. There's a little clip here. I don't know if you can see, Josh, but it's a first person, kind of like a combat game. I don't know what would be a good analogy. I played it for a little bit. Gratuitous nudity and sexual proclivities combined with ultraviolence, and it wasn't bad. I'll give it that. I also downloaded an RTS, this top-down like sci-fi shooter that turns out was first person. It's just a string of games I thought I was downloading that wasn't actually the games I was downloading.
Surprise.
But yeah, it's just they're janky. Some of them again have that plague, that Unity plague I think I mentioned before, where I just feel like I'm playing a Unity tech demo.
Yeah.
I downloaded a game that was kind of like Banished, but not hard.
Okay.
Banished is you're a bunch of 12 12th century peasants trying to survive. It's a colony sim, but like
Oh, I think I saw you
Oregon
playing a
Trail
little
on
bit of that.
crack. Yeah, I showed you this one,
Yeah.
and this one was much more Anno. If any of you play
Ooh.
4X games, much more economy based, but it was a bit too simple. Like I had recovered from any real difficulty pretty quickly on, then I lost interest. Played another one. I feel really bad because some of these were indie games. I fucking hate pirating indie games because I like paying for them. But I will give a shout out to Rogue Book out of the list. It is a deck builder, aka Slay the Spire, with a kind of fairy tale children's book theme.
Like a Grimm's kind of a
Yeah.
the feel to it?
Yeah, it played a lot like Slay the Spire. The overworld map, not the in-combat map,
Okay.
was a bunch of hexes that you use paintbrushes to discover.
Mhm.
So every time you win a battle, you get a paintbrush, and then you can get modifiers to the paintbrush. So you don't get to fully explore every map before you go to the next one. But you have your main character and then your side character, and there's a lot of switching positions and combos, and it looked good. But again, it really felt like, okay, this is a really good proof of concept, like a solid beta. Not a lot to write home about, which got me in tasting for Gordian Quest, which is another deck builder that throws the whole kitchen sink in. I think I described it as Darkest Dungeon, Mega Man Battle Network, and Slay the Spire had a baby. You got a party of 3 people chosen from all the traditional kind of classes. They have subclasses. You have equipment, runes, spells, skill trees, elite monsters, all this stuff, storyline. And I haven't played it in like a year or two. That's one I actually paid for. And they made a lot of changes. A lot of the broken combos I know of are completely gone. They have kind of a neat system where your cards have their action point cost, like they would in Slay the Spire, but some cards have skill point cost, and skill point is a resource you build up as you play actions, which is kind of neat to have like 2 resources to balance your skills between. And you can use like gems or upgrades to make some cards go from action point to skill point. And just neat ideas. I don't feel like Gordian Quest has done really anything new, but I don't think I've really played anything new since 1999, so that's not any different. But it's really good. I recommend Gordian Quest if you like deck builder games.
Gordian?
Gordian, as in Gordian's Knot,
Okay.
or the Gordian Knot, but so far having played it, there's no relation to the fabled Tangle.
It's the one the Rock cuts in half, right?
Yeah, with his eyebrows.
Yeah. Did you ever play Disco Elysium?
I have not yet. That's one I really don't want to pirate, and I want to save until I have the money to
Okay.
pay them.
They just the final cut is out on all platforms. That just happened this week.
Okay.
I highly recommend anybody that likes a good kind of head spacey detective puzzle game.
I was thinking like true crime meets what's the backcountry movie, Lost in Vegas? Or
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing. That's kind of the feel I got from it, having little what I've seen of it.
Set in like a slightly dystopian futuristic society.
You're a fucked up like crime investigator having troubles trying to deal with your own psychoses and whatnot.
Pretty much. You're like you start off the game, I think, as like a washed up detective alcoholic, and you're trying to solve a crime, and and how if you want this to be like your return to dominance as a detective, or like your swan song as the end of your career, it's very fluid on what you want to do.
It's the closest we're ever going to get to Carl on Duty Black Cops, which is
Unless somebody makes that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Carl from what was it?
Family
Die
Matters.
Hard.
Family
Die
Matters,
Hard is what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Oh,
Wasn't he the
yeah,
Die
yeah,
Hard
yeah.
cop? Yeah.
He's also Family Matters.
I was thinking Family Matters.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy.
He's one of those people. He's just like a part of my childhood.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think back, I'm like, they had all the stuff I watched.
Yeah, 100%. Dude,
Welcome to the
Fantastic
party,
man.
pal.
yeah.
Yeah.
was-
90s kids.
He was
Welcome
he was
to
my
the
dad, my real dad.
Carl Weathers?
So,
No, not Carl
No,
Weathers.
he's in Mando now. That's Apollo Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So speaking of investigations, I saw a game that looks like it's gonna be bonkers to play. It's called Stray,
Stray.
It's called Stray.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
and you play
As a dog who
As a
can't
kitty.
find his way home.
No, much better. You play as a kitty from the cat's POV, and you're injured. You're lost. Your family. Where are they? You don't know. Also, you're in a weird place where humans no longer exist. There's just robot people. And then you, as a kitty, you find your little droid friend, B12, and then you and him just start exploring this city, figuring out puzzles, getting cat snacks, using cat skills, to figure out the mystery of where are the humans, where's your family. But not everything is friendly to Kitty.
Is the cat voiced by Sally Field?
I do not know. But at one point, I saw the cat had some sort of laser upgrade, and the cat's running around, and
The cat has a laser upgrade?
he got like his little droid backpack got a little thing, and he was able to pop little dudes that were chasing him. Oh my god, dude, it looks like so much fun.
It's funny. Little weird fact I know, cats need B12 in their diet extremely importantly.
Okay.
Because it's not something I think they naturally create.
Oh,
So
So this one's got special injectors
Cat
and
facts.
lasers.
cobalamin.
No cat
Koala
facts.
memes.
oh, werewolf facts.
Werewolf facts.
Werewolf facts.
Oh yeah, should we change
Get some
subject?
cat facts at yourwerewolffacts.com.
Should we what?
We are now the proud owners
Oh yeah,
of
werewolf facts.
werewolffacts.com.
Yep.
I believe it currently just directs you to our website.
It
but
does.
That will change.
Will it?
Yes.
Okay.
We will slowly build up a coterie of knowledge encompassing all of humankind's thoughts.
Oh, I need a werewolf fact that werewolves can give people Parkinson's disease.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Fact number 1, we should number them and number them out of order to add to the lore.
Yes, absolutely.
Stray
We'll number
is
them
a
as they come to us.
PS5 only release.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'm hearing of like a PS5 exclusive that's not.
Yeah, I'm
On the
sure
PS4
we're
as
gonna
well.
get more and more of them.
Well, of course, that's how the console upgrades work. But I mean,
Yeah.
I was taking a stab in the dark there.
well, just because a lot of the games that have been announced, they've also announced that they will be available on the PS4 as well. Which it is notable in the fact that in the lifespan of the new console, I feel like it's pretty nice that they're still releasing them on backwards compatibility with the older gen, because I don't think that's I don't know for sure, but I feel like the time frame for that is past when they would still be like, yeah, you can still play it on the old
It's
console.
cutting the edge, but I think they're aware of the shortage of PS5s has been a problem for a while.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get your game in the most hands of people, you have to put it on more platforms. And if you're going to be Sony exclusive, then there's no reason to not have it on PS4 and PS5.
And honestly, the games that are on the PlayStation 4 a lot of times just seem like they're better than the ones that run on the Xbox. But I guess the Xbox is still running on like 3 different generations of the same console, and they're all different. So it's kind of hard to gauge.
Though the PlayStation did the same thing. There was PlayStation and PS4 Pro.
Sure. But I mean, that's 2. We have the Xbox S, the Xbox One X, or not the X, that's the new one. So no, Series X is the new one.
Series X, yeah.
And the difference between like the PlayStation and the PlayStation Pro was like fairly minor.
It was pretty minor. So was the difference all the way up to the One X though. That was just a difference in resolution.
You also
effectively.
have to consider the Xboxer Mike Tyson.
Yes.
Limited release.
Thank you. He threw an Xboxer. Mike Tyson. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll leave now. Sorry.
That being said, it doesn't seem like it doesn't look like everything on Series X will be available on the older platforms, One X, Xbox.
So they already have
One.
newest gen exclusives slotted for the Xbox.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is a separate generation, so it is meant to be like the competition with PlayStation 5.
Well, no, I know that. I just mean like
I mean, a competition that I don't feel like Microsoft is doing.
Microsoft is doing just fine because of their pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting everything on available for.
the Game
Game
Pass
Pass.
stuff.
Yeah,
The
Game Pass is
stuff,
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then like they're also their acquisitions that they're trying to do. Like
None of them are impressive.
I don't know, dude. Ubisoft or Take-Two, either one of those would be
But-
a fairly impressive take.
The problem with Microsoft taking on is that Microsoft doesn't let these companies do what they do best, which is what a lot of other acquisitions will do. Like I think Sony a lot of times it's like, okay, we own you, but go ahead and do what you do because that's why we bought you. Microsoft buys something and says like, we want you to do this.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's time and
I
time
mean,
again has
that's-
been a disaster.
They can't get away
That's
from
true.
Bill Gates'
That's true.
mentality.
Yeah. Oh my God. And Bill Gates is a huge fucking control
I think
freak.
like
Yeah.
having if they acquire Take-Two Interactive and or Ubisoft, either one of those to make them Xbox exclusive titles only from there. That's a large chunk of popular games. Take-Two Interactive is Borderlands. It's,
No, I mean,
you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can you get excited if Microsoft ends up picking up these studios? Because to me, it's a mark against that, like the hype train. Because
Okay,
otherwise, I'd
that's
be
a
hoping that those companies would be releasing their own games and it would be a great game. But now it's like, oh fuck, Microsoft's getting involved. You know, what are they going to do to it?
That reminded me of the website, killedbymicrosoft.info. It's a list of all the studios that Microsoft has picked up
Yeah.
and killed.
The same for Activision and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on. And that's not even counting game studios. I mean, didn't they picked up Rare back
Yeah.
in the day. Did they pick up Westwood?
I don't know.
I don't think they
I think
picked up
they did.
Westwood.
We'll see.
But-
I'm thinking, you said something. I was thinking in Neversoft. Didn't
Tony Hawk games.
Neversoft went under
Yeah.
a while back, right?
That's to the Tony Hawk games,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
2014. God, I'm old. It's like last year, right? They went down. No. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were just talking about like older phones, and we brought up the Google Pixel.
Oh,
it felt
yeah.
like that was like a fairly recent release. That was 2013. Yeah. We're old, man. Of course, we basically lost like a year and a half.
Yeah, fucking time dilation, some weird
Minimum.
shit.
We
Yeah.
haven't caught back up yet.
No, not yet.
It's still a feud. We're
I
in a time
retain roughly
fugue.
3 months a year, so COVID has done a number on my memory.
I think what we need to do is at the end of 2021, we just go back to 2020.
Yeah,
we do
they
it.
did it with their Gregorian calendar. There's like, hey, everybody, it's like Tuesday now.
Yeah.
Change your calendars.
Yep.
It's how
Let's
we
do it.
roll.
Yeah.
I mean,
doing it now.
we change our clocks
It's
twice a year.
only
You know?
bring
gonna
back-
work if everybody does it. So
Let's bring back Rome just to like erase the history of COVID.
Oh,
If
dude.
we made a new calendar now, we're gonna end up with a Trump month, and I don't feel
Trump.
Trump.
the Trump.
There's the Unicode.
gonna be delightful.
Unix.
It will envelop all the seasons.
What's the programmer calendar they use? UTC.
All the seasons in Trumpuary.
I know things about programming.
Trumpuary. Please
Yes.
don't.
Nobody got my obscure Sally Fields cat voice reference.
no,
No,
so.
I don't know who Sally Fields is or what she has to do with cats.
The fuck?
She,
I don't know what she has to do with cats.
She's the voice of Sassy from Homeward Bound.
Oh,
Oh, the
really?
okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. That's a throwback.
We're talking about old people stuff, so I figured that's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Growing
It's
up.
one
Oh,
of
I
my
do too.
favorites.
Yeah.
growing up.
Unix
Absolutely.
time. Unix time is what I'm thinking about. There was a day
Time with
in
no
the 70s,
genitals.
January 1st, 1970. A bunch of programmers got together and said, "Hey, all these calendars we've been using since the days we were banging our dicks with rocks, it's bad for computers, right?
Yeah.
Let's just agree that the moment it hits midnight in January 1st, 1970, Unix time starts."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so Unix epoch time, or second since the epoch, is like a common UTC. Yeah, I had the acronym right. That's a time you'll see a lot in programming and stuff
Time
like that.
to cut your balls off.
Very
Unix
cool.
time.
It will,
I get it. I got it. I got
He
it.
got one. He got one.
Unix letters.
It will give you more influence at
Took me a
court,
second.
though.
At court?
I have, Unix.
It's a
Oh,
spider reference.
Yes, I
They
got
get
it.
advantage on social checks. I'm not working on a lot of sleep here. I'm relying heavily upon my compatriots for entertainment purposes tonight.
Perfect.
That's unfortunate. I am vastly unprepared for tonight's episode.
Yeah, we were talking about there's a desert of gaming news. I brought up a headline I saw as a joke, and Josh wanted to talk about it.
Well,
so- Let's talk about it.
GTA remastered or GTA definitive. I mean, taking another GTAD, taking another stab at our childhood, repackaging it,
Our member berries.
our member berries,
Our
and
wallets.
repackaging our member berries and making us pay for it again.
Mm-hmm.
So much like a blackout or a creeping floodwater, Rockstar started removing the classic editions of the games off of Steam, PlayStation Store, you name it, it's going.
Because they want to resell us them.
Because they want to resell some. Now, in some cases, like in other remasters, they made it so you couldn't just play the other game. Not Rockstar, but other companies, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Rockstar is not doing that. If you've already downloaded it, you already own it digitally. That copy is fine. It will remain untarnished. You can play it to your heart's content.
I would certainly hope so.
What games are they remastering?
first
so
three GTAs?
So GTA, no, GTA 3, San Andreas, and Vice City.
Oh, they're going that far. Okay.
Yes, those three are getting the remastered. Now, the issue is we have no gameplay footage
We have lots of gameplay footage.
of the
These
old
games have been out forever.
Yeah, but we don't know what we don't know what the tweaks are, right?
It includes liveries, commemorative clothing, and special gear.
the only okay.
I imagine it's just going to be upgraded to like the GTA 4 engine, right?
I mean,
Maybe.
maybe
I mean,
like
Hard to say because that would. They'd have to remake those games.
now that I watched that documentary on remastering games, I understand it's not nearly as easy as that.
Yeah.
They might
So-
just replace the textures with higher quality textures,
what
but use the same engine.
what they have released is the price of the game. It's going to cost you near $60 on the Switch, coming in at a bargain for Nintendo. Virtually everywhere else for the big boy, it's going to be $70.
So you're getting 3 games remastered at $70.
Well, I mean, we don't. What is the remaster going to hold though? That's like, I mean, is it just upgraded? Is it just a touch up on the graphics? I mean, because
Well, that's really going to make or break whether
Yeah.
or not this is.
because up
a
to like
thing
2
more-
days ago, you could buy all 3 games for slightly under half that cost.
Yeah, but they're the original.
They're the original.
Which means you're
originals.
going to be playing fucking potato patty cakes.
It's also
with
trying
that
to
game.
get them to run. Sometimes that can be
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they pulled like a Final Fantasy VII remake, then it's absolutely worth the
Oh
full
yeah,
price.
no,
Nobody's
no,
gonna
like
do
I
that,
mean,
Yeah,
No.
no, I mean,
is that like
yeah.
The Grand Theft Auto graphics
also
aren't
no release date?
crazy.
Now it's sometime this year. Now GTA 3 came out October 22nd,
2001.
2001.
Oh.
So October 22nd of this very year is the 20th anniversary, and that like has some big dick energy if you release it on the
I'd
20th
agree with
anniversary.
you, but at the start of your speech, you called them a blackened floodwater, and I think that's grounds for a lawsuit, and they're going to
No,
delay
I
the
said they're
game.
pulling the game. They're going to delay it. I'm sorry, guys. It's my fault.
Which one? Grand Theft Auto 3 was the one with like 8
The
ball and
faceless dude,
So
leather
you're-
jacket guy.
Yeah, it was just the. I almost said a really bad.
you start off
slur.
the game, you get broken out of the paddy wagon.
Yeah.
With the guy with the tape on his hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's been a long time.
That was my favorite Grand Theft Auto still to date.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because
I like-
it's the first real one.
It's the
we
first, yeah,
experienced.
100%.
Which one's Nico?
That's
That
4.
Nico
Four.
Bellic is 4.
Oh, so the newest one I'm talking about is 5. Jesus.
Yeah.
And then there was San Andreas and Miami something.
Vice
Vice
City.
City.
Vice City.
Oh
Fantastic
man,
soundtrack. I love
Vice City. That's the one I want the most.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's going to come down. I mean, I think
dude,
I would
be-
readily pay $70 for those 3 games if they were comparable to GTA 5.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
It's a
And anything-
lot of content. The storyline and the side quests and the DLCs, there's a lot of gameplay there if you want to
yeah.
go through
No,
all
I
that
mean, if
content.
they've updated the targeting system,
That even in GTA 5, that's not a thing. Like that game has the worst aiming ever invented.
It's pretty ass.
it's Yeah. I mean,
You're
still
right.
pre-
It is leagues better than it had been
Yeah.
previously, for sure. But
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's
hugely.
been 20 years. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Like if you were playing on a controller, you did not have right thumbstick aiming. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Games.
So yeah, it's if it looked like Grand Theft Auto 4, I think it'd be worth the price of
Yeah,
admission.
absolutely.
GTA 5 is asking a lot. That's
yeah,
ground
that's
up.
greedy. That's greedy.
I will give them money when they come out with GTA 6.
They probably will in like 2025.
Yep, after they've released GTA 5 a few more times. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
surprise release Skyrim.
Yeah, well, that, of course.
Would you classify New World as a pirate-themed MMO?
No.
No,
So I found
Would you?
No. So you know how earlier before the podcast I was actually bitching about this deluge of shitty gaming news websites that you get,
Oh, yeah.
where they typically have a non-paragraph of misinformation or even just stuff that has nothing to do with anything else, and they're pop up in your search results when you're trying to look for a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone actually, I found while we were talking about it outside, somebody made a Reddit post about it. It was actually pretty amusing because the article pops up under how to do character transfers in New World, and there's like 2 paragraphs, a video, all the ads, and the guy highlights like the last sentence of the thing. It says like character transfers aren't available yet in New World, and I'm like,
Yep.
that's literally the information the person was searching for.
I've seen that as well.
But I found this one that was just popping up about how the server transfers have been delayed, and they're no longer going to be able to do transfers between regions.
Yeah. I need to interrupt you real quick because this is very pertinent. You're talking about these shit news articles that flood the market. So I just Googled, is New World pirate themed, and saw this article about how you could get a pack of like day one DLC gear that's pirate themed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go to .esports.com for this article. When I hit the back button to go back to Google, it scrolls to the top of the page. And then if I hit
love
it
that.
again, it scrolls to the bottom of the page.
Fucking,
And look, I can't even go back.
that's
Clicking a bunch. Oh, man.
I get so arbitrarily irritated when websites keep me. They try to
Oh,
lock
yeah.
me to their
It's
page.
the
I'm
last thing that's going to make me stick around.
Yeah,
But
like in
I don't
the
think
world.
we're not their target audience.
It's
It's those old
confusing
people watching all the porn. They're like, oh, I guess I can't leave this site.
We are their target audience. They just forget that their fucking target audience is a bunch of smart people. Like really, at the end of the day, like if you're gonna try to reach out to an audience of gamers, remember that these are the motherfuckers that
we invented this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Stop.
I remember
Yeah,
a time before the internet. Do not ply me with this bullshit.
So this article about the New World server transfers being delayed comes from a news site called Twinfinite, which I have never heard of before.
Will never again.
And at the beginning of it, they describe it as Amazon Games' ambitious pirate-themed MMORPG. And like that's literally the kind of sentence that I read and like I'm done with your website.
So-
you have done no journalistic investigations. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm out.
So if it doesn't say pirate themed, the other one that I see often is Spanish Conquistador.
Yeah,
it's got
you're
the-
right. 'Cause it's
the
got a guy
one
with a helmet that
on
is
the cover.
reminiscent of the Conquistador
Right.
helmets.
Like, dude, how hard is it to play a game for like 45 minutes to kind of get the feel of it? Yeah, honestly, you see all of the fucking models that you're going to see in the game in the first 45 minutes. So, just jump in for a little bit.
If I had to be the devil's Advil, as the saying goes, I imagine we've got all these copywriters, essentially modern day copywriters, right, that have all these jobs that pay like fractions of a cent per word, and they get an article. Hey, New World comes out. Jonesy, write a fucking article, post it in 30 minutes, right? And they have to like slam together something because they've got 19 other articles they got to write about Crash Bandicoot's secret sex tape or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
else is
dude,
on
that would
their
be a
docket.
great article.
I
That would
read
fill up a podcast.
Werewolfacts.com could have a fake but real video game news.
That's
Just
hard
a
drive.
wall of fake ad headlines. Oh,
Yeah.
your driver's license in Oregon is set to expire.
Oh God,
The driver's license on Mars.
we'd
is
make
set
so
to
much
expire.
money by click-through ads.
The Crash Bandicoot sex tape. Get it at werewolfacts.com.
I promise if we ever make a site like that, I will kill myself. We need the old GeoCities like spinning gifs and like viewer counter.
What other? What,
Oh,
what-
yeah.
what
The best
co-
one's the tiny under construction man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What cartoon mascot is Crash Bandicoot fucking in this sex tape? Is it Sonic the Hedgehog? Is it Mario?
It's usually Sonic.
It's Sonic. Is it Yoshi?
No,
Nobody fucks Yoshi. Yoshi fucks you.
True.
Okay, that's fair.
Yoshi
Yoshi does good things with that tongue.
is very vanilla.
Everybody's very appreciative.
Is it a Koopa Troop?
Did you say Yoshi's vanilla?
He's very vanilla.
Bullshit. Nah, dude.
Did you read his memoir?
I've played one Crash Bandicoot game, which was the first one. I remember nothing about any storyline other than there is like a juju mask and you ate colorful apples.
It was the era of Diddy Kong Racing. I mean, the storylines were there just because they felt they had to have something. It's
Is
mostly
it Spyro the Dragon that he's fucking?
Spyro.
Spyro.
Is
It matters.
specifically into
Sorry.
cock and ball torture.
So
That conversation didn't go well. They had a pre-event
is
talk.
he
It's a consent meeting.
the tortured or the torturer?
Remember Ganasty Gnork? You know he's got so many G's in his name.
Yeah.
Now you do.
No.
I could not name another character
Go to that.
from the Crash and Bandicoot universe unless the mask counts, and I
It's-
don't know if the mask has.
Wasn't
a
there
name.
weird Mad Doctor?
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, there was- I can't-
Banjo Kazooie.
No, it's a whole other game series. But you're
Dr.
close.
Neurotic? No.
Dr. Nurgle?
Dr.
Dr. Evil Plans.
Neurotic is close.
Yeah, I know I'm close. It's on the tip of my
Nerdogenic.
tongue.
Neocortex.
Thank you. Okay.
He's
The evil
Doctor
Dr. Neocortex.
New Brain.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Okay.
Google refers to him as a fictional character. Thank God.
shit.
Oh, wow.
Thank goodness.
Liars.
He's the one that Crash Bandicoot is.
He looks like a fucking Jimmy Neutron villain.
You look like a Jimmy Neutron villain, bitch.
You look like it's somebody that bullies.
Well,
Jimmy
Jimbo.
Neutron.
What?
Oh man.
Really?
Yeah, you look like
Thanks.
somebody who bullies Jimmy Neutron.
A little shit had it coming.
Fucking smartass.
Yeah. I'll give him a
You look
Big
like
ass
if
head,
Carl went through
Carl.
like
From
the
Family
Oz,
Matters.
the HBO show, the
Oh.
prison series.
Oh.
Or was it Emerald, Oz, Emerald. what-
It's Oz is
It's
the
Oz.
HBO series,
Yeah.
but I'm like, you're referencing somebody from Oz. Like, who's
no,
that?
not somebody in particular. Just like he went through a weird prison thing.
Oh, okay. Josh, you went through a weird prison.
You remember that? You remember the prison era? Just
Again, 4 hours of sleep. I'm
Dude,
reaching too
listen,
far.
we're all. I think I'm certainly tired, but that's
Yes.
because I took a nap in the middle of the day and it was trash nap.
Trash
Ah,
nap.
Love a good trash nap.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a lie.
You know, the reason I have so little sleep, just to touch on it, so I can feel slightly better about myself, is I have been in a full-on war with rats. They've gotten into my parents' house.
Well, hold on. We want to hear about the entire rat war after the break.
Oh, we got a break.
Okay.
Yeah, so save it for after the break.
Do you think you could get one to teach you karate, like Master Splinter?
I mean, only if you have the ooze.
The secret of said ooze.
You need the ooze. We'll be right back, guys. Noise floor.
Noise floor.
Which Star Wars game is the Old Republic?
It was like an MMO, I think.
You talking about KOTOR?
No.
No. It was,
Is that
Star
it?
Wars:
Knights
The
of
Old Republic. Well, Knights of the Old Republic. That's KOTOR.
yeah, there was an
not
MMO
nice.
like where it took place, like picks up with Revan coming back or something.
It's called Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's their MMO. It's still out. You can still play it. It's
What?
shit. It's been
Wait,
around for a decade.
There's Star Wars: The Old Republic, but then there's also Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic is KOTOR. It's KOTOR.
Right.
So,
But Star Wars: The Old Republic is not Knights of the Old Republic.
No,
they're
they're
two different games.
games.
So what is the Old Republic?
it's the MMO.
No, I thought KOTOR was the MMO.
That was the single player thing that we all played in our high
No.
school eras.
I think
Sweater.
Okay. No.
SWOTOR.
Oh yeah, it's sweater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
SWTOR.
Sorry,
I caught up.
I was logging that all in my brain, and I was
I
like
heard you clacking
saving
over there.
down. Yeah.
really.
Chat, we did like South Park
Yes.
a long time ago.
I still
I mean,
do.
yeah, South
Oh,
Park's still
dude.
good.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't like it now. I
Yeah.
haven't watched it in
Neither
a
have I. I see
decade,
clips.
so.
I only go and watch an episode of South Park when somebody specifically recommends I go and watch it.
Beat Akinator? I've tried. Wait, what happened to stream chat? It just got all weird.
He tried to post a link.
Oh.
Nightbot or whatever you call him.
Hyphy, yeah, I've played Akinator is 20 questions, but it's a website and it's run by a bot, and you have to try to beat Akinator, the genie.
I've watched Donkey do that.
Yeah, it's
I'll beat him.
It's okay, Hyphy. We just can't have links in the chat during the
Unapproved.
podcast. Yeah.
Who knows what people?
That's all right. Nightbot bounced it right on at it.
Well, I mean, if Nightbot catches 99% of the bots that come in, but they all try to share links. So, like week before last, half of our viewership was bots, and they were all trying to post links in chat. So we
Do you want to play a quick round of Akinator?
Yeah, I'm going to beat him right now.
Okay.
I'm going to play him. I'm gonna beat
So
him.
hold up.
Bring it on, Akinator.
Hold on.
So while Andy's getting it set up, I want you to think of a character, an object, or an animal, and you can be as obtuse and eclectic as you can think.
Okay.
And you have to write it down.
Let's write it down right now.
Yes.
On the
You can
paper.
say it to us. The website's not going to know.
Well, I mean, we got to be scientific about this.
Okay, so you write it down, we'll share it, and then I'll type it in chat.
Oh, okay.
What? I have Akinator up on the screen, dog.
I have Akinator up on the screen, dog.
Okay. Well,
I have it up
let's
in
just do
the for the stream.
There we go. Okay.
Even Russ has it up over there.
So what do we? What am I doing here?
You're thinking of a character, an object, or an animal.
Animals.
Okay. You
You
need to
already
get
thought of it?
fucking weird with it then.
What?
Have you already thought of the
Oh,
animal?
do I already need it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Akinator is going to try to 20 questions. Guess what your animal is.
Okay.
I'm the one talking to you. Why are you looking at Russ?
Hold on. I'm thinking.
Why are you running?
I got one.
Oh, you got a person or an animal?
Okay.
An animal.
Animals are too easy. But
Yeah,
okay.
he's going
Let's-
to... Yeah, we'll see.
He chose.
Can't be something you don't know about what it is. Yeah, because you need...
You're
you need
fucked.
Hyphy's right. You got to know enough that you can answer 20 questions about it.
He does.
Okay.
Does your animal have paws?
No.
Okay. Can I see it so I can type it into chat? Oh, this is going to get this easy.
Yep, that's what I said.
But
Is your animal shorter than a human?
Probably.
yes.
yes.
There's some big ones, homie. I don't fucking know.
Has your animal got wings?
No.
Does your animal live in the water?
Does not look promising. Yes.
Does your animal got legs?
Probably not.
What happened?
No.
No.
Stop saying
No.
probably.
Give accurate fucking answers. Can your animal be found in pet stores?
No.
No. Unfortunately.
Has your animal got fins?
Yes.
this guy?
I don't know. It's a shark, isn't it, Josh? Is your animal scary?
Yes.
I already answered this shit. Does he have a long body?
No.
Maybe.
No,
Dude, I don't
they do
fucking
not
know. There's a
have one.
lot of them.
No. What?
They're
Yes.
round.
Some of them.
They're not long.
Does your animal have sharp teeth?
Yes.
Does your animal eat seeds?
It does not. It eats seeds of the ocean.
No, it does not.
Give me an answer.
I said no.
Has your animal got a memory?
No.
What? Yes?
I don't know.
Maybe? I don't know.
I think they're
I don't know.
referring to,
I think don't know is probably
Yeah, I
correct.
don't know. There you go.
I think that was trying to go for goldfish, maybe.
Yeah.
Does your animal live in a hole?
No.
Does it have long nails?
No.
Is it a conical shape?
No.
Does your animal cough up hairballs?
It does not.
Does it emit light?
Fuck. Yes.
Does it live in dark places?
Yes.
Just out of nowhere.
Fuck,
Just out
right
of nowhere, it's just like, does it emit light?
I mean,
Call you out on question 18.
is 18 good?
I mean, the
Am I
thing
so-
is it always goes to 20, so you never know, like,
Okay.
when it, like, it's narrowing it down.
Okay.
But the whole idea with Akinator is it keeps track of everyone who plays and all of their answers. And what it is, it aggregates them. So if 99% of people said that anglerfish emit light, then when it asks that question, it adds that to the pool and says this is a highly likelihood a chance of
Okay.
being an anglerfish, right? So you're trying to beat the entire history of everyone who's ever played this game together.
Okay.
So,
I got another one.
okay. Has to be a character, an object, or an animal. You can get weird with this. You can be like, objects can be,
Characters.
I don't even know who that is.
okay. You know enough to answer 20 questions?
Yes.
Confidence.
We'll find out.
We will see.
Is it a girl?
No.
Is it a YouTuber?
No.
Does your character fight?
Yes.
Is your character from a Japanese anime?
No.
Is your character related to Marvel?
No.
Is your character originally from a video game?
No.
Is your character from a TV series?
No.
Does your character really exist?
Yes.
Did your character die?
No.
Does your character personally know you?
He does not.
Does your character play in movies?
Yes.
Okay. Does your character have a bald head?
No.
I wonder how many people that eliminates.
Yeah. Does your character or was your character born in Scotland?
No.
Is your character American?
Yes.
Does your character run charity events?
No.
And his name was John Cena. Is your character more than 40 years old?
No.
Is your character from a fan game?
No.
Is your character white?
Yes.
Does your character play the role of a student?
Yes.
Is your character from Super Robot Wars?
No.
What is Super Robot Wars?
Don't know. Ooh, does your character play in Harry Potter?
No.
He's born 20.
Is your character known for making short challenge videos?
No.
Is your character older than 20?
Yes.
Does your character rub shoulders with vampires?
In some stories he has before, but
Just werewolves.
Is your character a wolf?
no.
It's wrong.
What'd you write down?
It's Tim Drake, a version of Robin.
He's fictional. You said he was real.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why you confused
It
it.
literally asked, "Is this a real person?"
You said
And you said yes. I thought Tim Drake was some sort of rapper or some shit that you were trying to get her to guess.
I thought it was me.
Thomas Dragon.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood the question. I'm sorry. I cheated.
You just got killed by a genie. He's always pissed. He's
You lied to a genie.
going to murder you.
Bastard.
I mean, like, I thought the question was asking if I'm just like saying no to confuse it. Like, is this a real thing? Like, yeah.
No, it asked if it was like
As a
Oh,
real
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
No, okay. I misunderstood.
We'll know we're famous when we can get on Akinator.
How about, I'm going to type this in chat. We'll do this one.
Well, maybe I should just do it with.
you lost. You can't answer 20 questions accurately.
Thanks, Kona. What?
See if Nick can do it.
Okay.
Did you just
Yeah. Do objects.
objects?
Okay, chat. I'm typing in. I'm doing.
Does
Right
it have
off the bat.
Does it have a relationship with sex?
I really hope not. No.
I think so. Can we switch it off?
Yes.
Can we use it to play video games?
No.
Does it have a seat?
No.
Is it connected to a wire?
Yes.
Can we use it to light up?
Like the good?
I think that's what it means.
Wait. No, I think it means like
Can we use it to light up? Does it mean
has
to
a light
illuminate?
on it, but it's not used for illumination. So I'd say no.
the other alternative is like lighting a cigarette, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Does it have a relation with air?
No.
Can it be found in the kitchen?
Yes.
Is it hot?
Yes.
We're there already.
Yeah.
Was it developed by an Austrian scientist?
No.
Do you know that for sure?
Yes, because it was made by George Foreman.
Is
I
it
don't
used
think
for?
George Foreman designed the George Foreman grill.
And I don't
I feel
think so.
like he
It might have been an
secretly did.
Austrian scientist.
It's used for crafting paninis. No.
Dude, okay, so the George Foreman grill is not a fucking panini press. It knocks out the fat.
It
Okay,
is totally panini pressed because I make paninis with it every
you
week.
can.
Eat the shit out of that.
But it's not a panini press. Does it contain water?
No.
Do construction workers use it?
Yeah, they do.
Probably.
Sometimes.
Probably.
Can it be opened or closed?
Yes.
I think it's just throwing extra questions at us now. Can we aim with it? I mean,
Yes.
technically.
No.
Does it jump?
No.
Does it come from India?
Yes.
Probably.
Uh,
I mean, no, it's
no. South
I
Bend,
would say,
Indiana.
I would say no. Does it have a relationship with war games?
No.
The Matthew Broderick movie?
Can we put elastics in it?
I mean,
You shouldn't.
Probably
you
not.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Does it contain a photo card?
No. It's clearly just front and honest at this point.
Yeah. Is it articulated?
Yes.
No, it is reticulated.
Is
and
it
has
articulated?
splines.
Yeah, it's got a.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a point of articulation.
Point of articulation. Have you already had it in your possession?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I own one.
Do we use it to make cakes?
Probably.
This wee shit.
Beefcakes.
Do probably because you you can't make a cake.
No, you couldn't
No,
make a cake in
You
there.
can
can't.
make pancakes in them, but that's not.
It's not a cake.
You can't
No.
make a cake.
No.
Does it have windows? Does
Seven,
it wear
yes.
shoes?
No. I'll have her. Michael Scott.
A
Did
waffle
say-
iron.
Waffle iron. Close enough.
That's pretty, yeah. pretty
Yeah. All
We'll
right.
give you this one.
All right, Kona. Yeah. So we'll be back for part 2. We're in the break right now. So
Yeah. It was invented by Michael W. Bohm,
was he an Austrian scientist?
who's raised in South Bend, Indiana.
Okay. Very important question.
The first of two
You don't wanna
children
fuck
to
with the Akinator.
obviously right-brained parents. What kind of boomer article is this? What does that even
It's
mean?
written by Twinfinite.
You can find this on werewolffacts.com.
Oh,
No, we only
my.
have accurate facts.
That's true.
They're not precise, but they're extremely
Here you
accurate.
go.
Oh, you've been collecting
Yes.
like Hanthro-facts?
Yes. Look,
Where's the
I have a
Michael J.
list.
Fox
That's
one?
fantastic. I'm so excited. We need to go through and just change some of the words.
Cash Money Monsters. Bitches. Gauze.
Dragon Paws.
Get out of the way.
I would watch in the shower, but I have to be here for it.
I'm Dracula, king of my kind.
Ooh.
And I might just fuck
Oh.
my neck until I lose my mind.
No one saw it. Don't worry.
The fuck was that?
Did you break your chair? We
No.
just talked about this last week.
No, I didn't break the chair. Shut up. I didn't break the chair. It just moved funny. It moved funny in a way I didn't expect and probably shouldn't have, but it's okay.
Hopefully that gas cylinder doesn't go up your beehole.
If that's how I'm going out, that's how I'm fucking going out.
Your bussy will be just fucking wrecked.
Yeah.
I am never going to stop saying bussy.
Can't stop, won't stop. Hashtag bussy life.
Well, that's going in our title. The bussy life.
That bussy life.
So how's everybody doing? We ready for part 2? Because
I
I'm
am.
not.
Well, I mean, dude, I talked about the stray thing there. That was mostly a thing there. Oh, I got a couple of things. I think
Well, yeah, he was
there's-
bit by a werewolf, became a werewolf, and now he has Parkinson's. So
Yeah, it's common. I feel like that's common knowledge, actually.
yep.
Yeah.
I was disappointed by the Akinator.
Yeah, that we bested him easily.
Yeah,
Well, no, I mean, I accidentally cheated, but I
that's
misunderstood
true.
the question.
You fucked up shop.
I do have another game I want to talk about. It's actually Batman related, so it's fine.
It's Batman related.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
And also
Batman
the person-
adjacent.
It's Batman adjacent. It's actually one of the the particular Robin in the game is the Robin that I used to try and best the Akinator.
Gotcha.
It's Tim Drake. Oh.
Man, I'm trying so hard to find.
AOL chat. I don't know. Is that a website?
Oh, oldest website I hung out on?
I feel like for me, it's got to be like a Homestar Runner or maybe E-Bombs because I kind of got into that a little bit late. So I think
Yeah.
for me, it's got to be like E-Bombs.
Well, E-Bombs was not late. That
Okay.
was early 2000s internet.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we used to huddle around Colin's house
Yeah.
with his 128K modem
Oh, that was the shit.
Yeah, that was not the shit. Fucking wait like 3.5 hours for an E-Bombs video to load. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So E-Bombs is a good one. I think even before that, in middle school, I got really into Neopets. And
Was that the little
Homestar
keychain
Runner.
guy? They had to,
the what?
little keychain guy?
No. It was a website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Neopets.com. It was like a super jank browser version of Pokemon almost. Well, not even. It was almost text-based, so
Damn.
not really.
Wow. It's a website that had the stick videos of System of a Down.
Yeah. I mean, I saw those from E-Bomb, so but that probably came from Newgrounds. I think that probably came from Newgrounds because that was like Newgrounds is where you found animations. Or there was Albino Black Sheep.
Oh, dude, I remember Albino Black Sheep for a minute there.
Yeah, that's Albino Black Sheep. The first time I ever saw it was because it hosted Gonads and Strife.
Gonads and Strive.
Yeah.
Gonads and Strive.
Trying so hard to find Albino Black Sheep. Yeah. Spent a lot of time there. Trying so hard to find a graphics card for Mike. I'm probably just going to buy one, and if he doesn't want it, then I'll give it to my nephew.
Oh. I thought you had
None of them are
skinny
guaranteed.
on one.
None of them are guaranteed. These all require
okay.
these people to upgrade, so I get their old graphics cards.
Oh, I see.
I don't need a new graphics card. It's going to be a while. I don't have this gen, but I have last gen. I've got a 2080 Super.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. It's very cool. I like it a lot. It's a great
So-
graphics card.
What kind of rig? What kind of can it handle any VR? Is the Oculus like the low grade VR? Like what?
So-
What am I looking at here?
VR really started in the generation of graphics card that you have. But that was kind of the lowest tier of card that you wanted to do VR. So what I would recommend is Steam has a VR readiness game. It's a title that you download. And it will tell you if your computer is ready for the majority of VR. Now, that being said, something like that's more demanding, like Half-Life Alyx, probably not going to play very well on a 970. So the reason is because it has to do 2 screens. So it's got to drive almost double the pixel count of what it's already driving.
I see.
So the more graphically intensive it is, the less likely that you're going to be able to run it at a respectable frame rate. And what happens when you can't run at a respectable frame rate? You start getting nauseous.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So so it's not just like the consequences are that you lose some frames and you're like, oh, whatever, low frame rate. Dude, if you're getting into like the 40 frames per second, you're getting throw-uppy.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, you're getting dizzy and nauseous.
Especially because I want to play that Star Wars game, and I do not want to throw up in the cockpit of my X-wing, aka the lap of my computer chair.
But also, you're running a 4th generation Intel Core i5.
Yeah.
Now, for $500, the system that we got you is
she tits.
pretty fucking baller.
She tits. It's like I said, it's a good introductory.
It is a good starter system.
It just makes me want to get in there more.
Yeah.
I really need the prices to come down on things.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue, because you could have built a slightly better system than what you have now for like $800 if you
Like 2
about a
years
year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Like when we built Justin's computer.
God, I know I should have jumped on it.
Yeah.
Should have fucking jumped on it then.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's had it for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I was when prices were their best, man. We built that
Yep.
thing for under $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Mine,
he's
not
got-
so much, but I've done incremental upgrades too. So I started at about $2,000, and I've put about another over $1,500 into it since.
Well, I mean, she's a beast, so.
Yeah, and because I've done that, we now have 3 other computers amongst us.
Yeah, so
The podcast PC is built almost 100% of my last PC parts, and then the parts that were in the old podcast PC are now in Russ's gaming rig, which is a pretty respectable rig too.
I mean, yeah, like dude, you got like the $6 million man, fucking Steve Austin PC. We can rebuild him.
No, I mean my PC is.
Or is it the streaming rigs, the Steve Austin PC? We can rebuild him. We can make him better. I want a Steve Austin PC. Let me have one of that. Let me have it.
So this one has an upgrade path. Yes. It can get newer
rebuild
processor
him.
up
can make
to
it
the
better.
3rd gen Ryzen.
Very good.
Yeah, it's got a 1st gen Ryzen.
What's your car's name?
My car's name? I don't name my cars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, I don't name my cars. Well, listen, dude. The moment I give them a name, they die.
Oh.
So, no. It's like the never-ending story, but you give it a name and the story ends badly.
So, my car, when I bought it, had a Hillary Hill Dog sticker on it.
Mm-hmm.
And not a fan of Hillary.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Understandable.
And I was, but
Anus?
no, I was going to take it off. But then my dad saw it. And my dad was like, when are you going to take that Hillary sticker off? And I was like, when I am dead and cold in the ground. In fact, my car is named Hillary. And I actually call it Hillary now. So
Just to spite your dad?
yeah, you know.
That's fair. It's
Yeah.
fair. My dad's dead, or I'd spite him too.
You won the spite game.
The old Dutch. I didn't know Dutch Bros had a podcast PC or a podcast. I'm going to assume it's called the Dutch Cast.
Dutch Bros podcast PC?
Yeah.
Oh. Dope. Dutch Bros had a podcast? Sweet.
Now, is it like an internal podcast, or is it out for the public? No, I see it on Podomatic. That's just the Dutch
dope.
Bros podcast.
I wonder what they talk about. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Oh.
So do you guys do is it audio only podcast? Because I keep seeing a description of Red Couch.
Red Couch.
So yeah, I see the Dutch Bros podcast, and I see reference to the Red Couch in most of the episodes.
My tea. Right there. Yes. Dude, you know that Mickey video, the Mickey puppet I'm talking about on TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
The pizza's burning my mouth. That's a lot of a ranch.
Oh, the only thing I don't like on my hot dog is ketchup. Oh, it's lava. That's all.
Oh, you're burning my weenie. Next
Russ, I think
time, gadget.
the camera doesn't like your jacket.
Is that what's going on?
It's
Yeah, I think
As soon as you lost the jacket earlier, your face wasn't disappearing.
it's your face.
Everything Nick wears, the cameras hate too.
I have poor taste in
Yeah, it's that jacket.
chroma key.
Which is weird because the thermal that I wear a lot of the time, cameras like tweak out on it, and it did fine multiple times.
Well, it would probably be fine if it weren't for the green screen filter that I've got applied to it.
The only one not wearing black is probably part of the problem.
That's it. Get naked.
Yep.
It's the only possible solution to this problem.
You'll be the
is
whitest.
greenish.
You'll be the whitest thing.
Look at that. Off-White's got nothing on me.
This ain't no eggshell, bitch. This is true white.
Thing is, I have like 9 chest hairs.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's better than my 3.
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, Russ has his own sweater, but
Did you try the new 2020 dupe glitch for chest hairs?
nope,
New strat?
nope.
Any percent chest hair speed run?
No, I have not.
you know what you should do? It's one of those monkey tail beards.
I don't know what that is.
It's where they shave it and then they curl it around so it's like a monkey tail. curls around your mustache.
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, that. No.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
Terrible suggestion.
How many of my dollars would it take for you to do that?
All of them.
I have 8 on me.
Nope. You made the mistake of telling me how much money you had last week. Yeah, I almost just straight up lost like $840 today. Yeah,
It happens.
that was
At least you didn't put it under a bust of Beethoven and forget about it for
Was
7
that
years.
was that like rent for a thing or like
it's like
what
my
do you-
combined tip money. From
Okay.
the last
Oh shit! Like the stash.
and some money I won playing video poker.
God, I wish I could win money playing cards. But
I look like a meme.
Yeah, the
I hope
Woyak meme. Google it.
I hope that's a good one. I'm not familiar with it.
It's pretty good. He's usually the
do I look like a meme?
Yeah, the bully from Jimmy Neutron. I told
That's
you that. already.
fucking rude.
should I be really mean?
Please don't be mean to me. I have a fragile disposition.
But it's funny. You don't look at all like this guy, but for some
it's
reason
gonna hurt my feelings.
But for some reason,
Your feelings are easily hurt.
Sometimes.
this is what came to mind
Oh.
when you said that.
I mean,
You seem like the kind of person who would leave a bathroom and just point with your thumb and say "shit is full."
I do take special pride.
In filling the shitter.
What's the Wojak?
You can pull up Woyak. It's
I,
Oh yeah.
Polish.
Why?
Oh yeah. No. This guy. Yeah.
This guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's old
doesn't-
news.
I
That's
have
old
also
news.
Yeah.
made that connection myself as well.
You are by default based, as the kids say.
Yeah.
It's called being a hipster.
I was going to open with something, and you paused me, and for some reason,
Is it The
I
Witcher?
searched for the Lord of the Rings opening monologue.
I got a Lord of the Rings thing for games too that I found.
You dropped your pen.
I did.
You were
On
going to
penis.
open with rats.
Rats.
Rat battle.
Yes.
The rat battle.
Rat battle.
I was eating a pizza slice while peeing, and I had the thought, I am way too sober to be doing this. It's a very drunk thing to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't take food into the bathroom, viewers.
I'm not pooping.
Yeah.
Pooping is
Because then you
don't-
would be a very particular person I'm thinking of.
Pooping
if
is
you-
forbidden. Forbidden.
forget,
It's foreboding.
Foreboding.
forget
You
about
need to
it.
get that pooping. It's forgiven.
Who eats when they poop?
I don't want to put them on blast. That's rude.
I don't even like to chew gum while I
I
poop.
think you should absolutely blast them, for they deserve to be blasted.
Josh doesn't want to talk about himself anymore on the podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Discuss
Okay.
this. Yeah, I'm making noise to cover up whispers because. Oh, Robert?
No. I mean, probably him too. If it was him,
I don't give a shit about it.
I'd fucking put him on blast. That guy's a fucking piece of shit wrapped in a fucking human candy-coated bastard.
We're not live, are we?
Yeah, of course we are.
Okay. He's probably dead. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Yeah. He's a real fucker, so he
Anyways.
knows he's a fucker. Anyway. No, but the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. It's like, you. And he's like, it saves time. And I was like, that's, well.
Well, brush your teeth then. Do something else. Do something that's not eating, you know?
That person's also like a
Pizza
struggling
in one
alcoholic.
hand.
so-
Yeah.
Toothbrush in another.
Don't brush your teeth while eating pizza. Brush your teeth while you're taking a shit.
This very same man once told me that when you're drunk before noon, the world is in the palm of your hand.
Like baiting?
I don't know what it meant. I wasn't drunk.
It's true.
I think it's more like
Uh,
you've fallen
anus?
flat on your face and now you're touching the ground, so it's like the world's in your hand kind of thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just- I don't know.
Could be.
Terrible.
I guess I ever tell you about the best Dwarf Fortress glitch? The guy found out you could parry the earth.
Yeah. Oh, what?
It's kind of a good story.
Okay.
I can talk
Well-
about it. Well, let's do it pre-podcast because it's completely unrelated. Guy has made a sacrificial tower in Dwarf Fortress. It's a giant skyscraper with a pit that goes all the way to the bottom, and he's got an artifact spear one of his dwarfs made just planted in the ground. And he would capture goblins and ogres at attack, and he'd throw them off the pit in a show of display of force and hilarity, and they would impale themselves on this thing at 9,000 miles an hour because it's a super tall building. Well, a goblin as it was falling, managed to make a parry attempt on the spear and successfully made the check. And the problem is the spear being attached to the ground, the combat stats of the spear were based partially on the mass of the spear. Dwarf Fortress combat gets really heavy into physics and geometry of the objects and how they're swinging. And the XP you gain for your skills is dependent on that in turn. So when this goblin parried the spear, he essentially parried the entire planet. And
Became
And
a
his
god.
the
And
XP
gained
he
XP
gained for all of
accordingly?
his physical stats rolled over into like buffer overflow numbers. He landed on the ground and in a single tick frame traveled like 900 feet, cut a dwarf's head off on his way out, and it was just off the map. And the guy had to go on the forums and was like looking for like a week trying to figure out if anybody knew what the fuck happened to this goblin who's now Superman in strength. And yeah, he buried the earth, gained 9 million levels, and just left on his own adventure.
Do you think he's in someone else's Dwarf Fortress game right now,
Yeah,
fucking
it's
up
just-
their shit? They're like,
I've
who the
seen
fuck is
past
this
the
goblin?
He's the
He's
god
like,
of all
he
goblins.
broke-
That's a god's origin story.
Oh my god, dude.
Do you know about Pun Pun in D&D? How to become a god? Well, another story for later.
Yes, of course.
Anyways, I was opening about rats.
Rats.
Yes.
Are we ready to open?
Yes.
Open Bob's show noise floor.
So to continue the conversation from earlier, it all began with the forging of the Great Rings. 3 were given to the mice. No. We have a rat
Little
problem.
did they know, another ring was forged in secret.
The rat ring.
A tail ring. One Skaven to rule them all. No, we've had rats in our house. My parents are not hoarders, but they've had an entire lifetime of stuff accumulated that they haven't gotten rid of because they're old. And who knows how they got in the house? They're rats. They find ways. And
You're never far from one.
yeah, and we have our backyard, which is overgrown with bamboo, and behind that is like a culvert that is essentially a tiny field. So
That's
we're
where
just
the rats came.
rat central. I don't really like to kill animals, but you know, what are you going to do? Like my thinking was we get a bunch of live capture traps and then I have to capture them. We have to find a place to take them. And then I'm introducing rats somewhere else to be somewhere else's problem. So we bought some traps, work and whatnot. I've been dealing with this for a couple of days, up late at night, trying to find their holes, filling them in. I go to take a shower and we had thoughts that in this back room we had where there's a shower and like a small office, there might be one in there, but none of the traps had been sprung. Get naked. I'm in the shower. This bathroom is roughly the size of it's like a woman's like shoe closet.
Man,
right?
the story gets interesting when Nick gets naked. Am I right?
Lead with that. So I'm buck naked, right? I've got the 3 rings to rule all the digits. And I go to open the shower door and the rat's in the shower. Now we have a shower stall. It's stuck in the corner of the bathroom. The shower door seals shut flush and there's a gap at about 6 foot height for like all the steam to vent. I don't know how it got in there, but if anything you learn about rats when you deal with them is that they're fast and they're clever and they can apparently apparate through walls. And so I immediately shut the door. It's running around in circles in there. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So I'm sitting there thinking, it's 3 a.m. I'm going to get a full bath towel, sopping wet, toss it on top of him, run outside. I wasn't thinking
that's
straight.
That's
right?
a fairly
I was
clever
like,
Yeah, yeah.
solution to life.
yeah,
Catch a
immediately it's
rat.
like a rat's not going to be able to Bobby Hill burst out of a fucking wet carpet, right? A
Right through
a
it,
wet
Bobby.
towel. So he's in the very opposite caddy corner, and like I opened the door a little bit, and he's standing there, and we're both facing off. I was like, dude, I don't want to kill you. And so then he runs along the side of the wall. I throw the towel, and he jumps over it at me, hits my leg, and immediately, oh, fuck, goddamn it. Oh, you want some of this? Oh, fuck you, fuck. And like Adam woke up to me stomping. I had to stomp the rat because I don't have health insurance and I don't want to get bit by a rat. And
Yeah.
it was just running and jumping like every half second all around. And I almost slipped. It was gross. I got that cleaned up. But no, we called out an inspector and got quoted. It's a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Thus, the first shot was fired in the Great Rat War.
Yes, it came to the creature Gollum, according to this website. I don't know who that is. But yeah. The time will soon come when the rats will shape the fortunes of all. And
this is what happens when you don't have socialized medicine.
or leave a note.
Yes.
Gotta
Always leave a note.
Always leave a note. Yeah.
No, my takeaway from that is you stomp rats if you don't have
Had
socialized
to.
medicine. Yeah.
I felt so bad.
Dude, listen, you had no choice. This is America.
Rats make like 1 million babies, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it. It's like 9 litters a year, over 20 on average babies a litter.
It's too many.
I mean, they eat their own babies, so they don't give a
Sometimes,
shit about their babies.
Yeah.
I mean, also
Thing
rats
was
can chew through
This
concrete
big. It's 2 of my fists together.
Yeah.
It was
and
not
tread water
small.
for 3 days.
That's the downside about trying to get traps to catch rats and stuff. Is you gotta get some big ass fucking traps.
Oh, yeah.
for
The,
'em.
the Victor, we got them. They're the size of a fucking Nintendo Switch.
Because otherwise, you're just taking a paw off, and you've made a rat enemy for life.
You're just
Now,
nipping them on the nose. That snapper won't hit them on the neck. Yeah.
Scooping up the field mice.
popping them on the nose. Meow, meow, meow.
Where are we going from here? Hard to
Did you get,
segue
So
from
we gotta
that.
talk about your
No,
Witcher
well, you mean
thoughts, too.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
said
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Gollum.
Witcher.
What the hell is that?
I was trying to intersperse Lord of the Rings monologue on there, but I
Good.
forgot to
I
do
got
that.
something for you. What would you say of a fantastical
Pineapple.
new journey in the Lord of the Ring worlds from the perspective of none other than Gollum?
No.
Made by who?
I had no idea who it's made by, but
It's a Gollum game.
it's a Gollum game.
Yeah.
Who is that for? I mean,
People who want to
I
mine
guess-
for fish.
I don't know. It's like it's obviously going to be a stealth aspect to the game, I guess. Like,
There's only one Lord of the Rings game I want to see made, and it's like a 4X game
Yeah.
that you get to play over like multiple millennia as like one of the Maiar or some shit sculpting the fucking realms of Middle Earth. That's the only one I want to see. Everything
so
else can you
okay,
pick.
okay, very cool.
I mean, they had the Shadow of Mordor stuff. I imagine it's going to be just more of that, but you play Gollum.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Is Gollum out
It's even
there
what it looks
fucking
like.
Merkin orcs? I mean, what?
Yeah, he's immensely strong.
the ring has given him a lot of power,
Yeah.
but
This
he's
is a
I don't
very-
think he's immensely strong.
He is strong enough to take on the Fellowship.
No,
Not all at the same time.
not even.
That's what I'm
remotely.
saying.
He's stronger than a normal Hobbit,
yeah,
but
like
that's
if he would have
My
fucking.
takeaway from the books was-
captured by.
I'm
the,
just
the
saying,
orcs.
even Sean Bean wouldn't have fucking died to fucking Gollum.
I don't
Like,
know. He dies to everything, bro.
No, dude, fucking Gollum. That's why he's fucking lurking out in the fucking dark there.
Dude,
It's
he only
'cause
had, like,
comes out
8
of the
episodes
fucking
on Game of
shadows.
Thrones.
Fucking Sean Bean. Fucking
I think the ring has given him more power, so he's stronger than the base Hobbit that he was, but he's not immensely strong.
I think
You got to remember, he gets captured multiple times.
fucking Sam fucked him up, dude. I mean, now Sam, that's
Sam had to put him in his place a couple times.
now that's
Yeah.
a fucking hobbit.
I'm reading right
there.
here. In the Two Towers, Gollum's grip is described as soft but horribly strong as Gollum wrestles with Sam GMG. He's also able to climb effortlessly straight down cliffs, impossible to climb by Sam and
So
Frodo,
he's got-
and can make long leaps.
He's got some serious dick graspers, but that's like that doesn't make him immensely strong. Does it continue to say that he's got some sort of power level of over 9,000?
He's tier 10-C, according to the Versus Battles wiki.
Why did I not assume there was a strength rating tier system for Lord of the Rings?
But possibly higher when enraged.
So give me a comparison. To look up like
Who's also
look up
10-C?
Sam. What's Sam's power level?
Yeah,
He's a 14.
I just found this site, so I have to figure it out.
Well, I'll give Andy some time. So Daedalic Entertainment is the people who are making this game. They've been around a while. It looks like they've made a lot of games for Mac and Microsoft, a lot of weird indie games.
Okay.
They've got a catalog, and they haven't shut down yet. They've been together since, 2008, 2007?
Okay.
So that's something. German, looking like a lot of German stuff. So
like, I feel like there's
there's like no news on it.
So Gollum is average human level.
Okay,
So-
so that makes him stronger than a Hobbit, I think.
Yeah.
fucking A. Okay.
But his striking strength is below average human class, but higher when enraged.
Okay.
what
So
about his light
Boromir
attack
could have fucking
combo?
murked him.
What?
What about his light attack combo?
He doesn't have one.
Oh.
His stamina is unknown, but likely very high.
77.
Could continue moving for days without tiring.
I watched a cool YouTube video talking about what would happen if Gandalf had taken the ring. It's pretty neat.
I was
Oh
going to
my
watch that, and then I
God.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings Gollum will mix Prince of Persia like stealth action, branching narrative, and
I like how they want to make a comparison to Prince of Persia when they could literally just reference the other Lord of the Rings
Right.
game.
I know.
Because that is what
God
Shadow of Mordor is.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor, yeah.
I mean, it was a little. I mean, Shadow of Mordor was a little bit
some
less.
stealth in that. Was Prince of Persia really that much of a stealth game though?
It was a puzzle game.
Yeah, I felt it's like more like
platformer.
Yeah.
platforming,
Action platformer.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Puzzles.
Assassin's Creed-esque, right?
Yeah.
It also depends on which Prince of Persia you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think a better analogy would have been
Metroid.
Styx, that Goblin game, STYX,
Which is like Thief, right?
yeah, it was like that, but like this diesel punk kind of. You played as a goblin
Yeah.
assassin. And it
They're
was-
probably just going to reskin that game
yeah.
and call it good. I mean, if it's for Mac too, then that's definitely Who
Yeah,
gives a
it's
shit?
not Mac only, but yeah, a lot of Mac games. The Deponia, DEPONIA, if anybody's Mac OS or iOS games, same developer.
No, but think about a game that think about a Lord of the Rings game that was like a 4X where you could do a supposition to where you play as like a Vayar or Maiar or whatever fucking Gandalf level character is, and say you're tasked with like bringing one of the civilizations to glory, and you can choose either like a dwarven nation or an elven nation or one of the myriad human nations, the orcs, the hobbits.
And be the string puller in the
Choosing
background.
orcs, come on.
Yeah, the closest to those god games we get is stuff like Black and White. I mean, it's rare you get anything of that scope.
Well, I mean, now that they've hit on the success that is the Shadow of Mordor and the War.
I think Shadow of Mordor is like the
Sequel.
the first half of the title of both games. Isn't it like Shadow of Mordor?
Oh, yeah, and then
something-
Shadow of War.
Yeah.
That's Shadow of
yeah.
Mordor, Shadow of War. Yeah.
There's a lot of shadows. They need more lighting.
Yeah,
and
or they have too much lighting.
Shadow Babato.
You know?
that I don't like this picture of God.
No, that's like the promo picture that I've seen of the game too.
No, hard pass.
He's too smooth and he looks too much like a fetus.
I
They
got a
should make,
problem with Smooth Golem.
An Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, but it's
That-
Golem's Odyssey.
That would be more appealing.
That'd be
to
fine.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I saw that and I was like, oh my God, who, what?
Nobody asked for this.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, I mean it's more money
You know who
grab.
asked for it? ScreenRant.com with their article, A Lord of the Rings Gollum game actually makes total sense. Talk about
Okay, cool,
clickbait. Yeah.
cool.
Sure, it
cool.
does. Video games make sense. Make a video game on anything. It makes sense. You could come on, yeah, okay.
Oh, you thought of
don't-
an idea for a video
Yeah.
game? That makes sense.
Yes, it makes sense. Okay, make that.
You ever wanted to play through the invention of the onion ring?
That makes sense.
Listen, dude.
I was just thinking about that other day. I was like, man, that'd make a great video game.
The number
Yeah.
of quick time action sequences we're going to have is going to blow your pants off.
The invention of the onion ring. It's already been done. It's called Halo. There was a war over it and everything.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
I love in our D&D game that Josh is running. We have this NPC with this necromancer, and she's got a glass orb that has a soul of like this professor in it, and it's pretty much straight.
Yeah, no, it's 343 Guilty Spark.
Yeah, it even talks like him and everything. It's fantastic.
All
right.
I forgot Back for Blood's out. We need to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
play
Back
some
for
of that.
Blood.
Yeah,
that-
you, me, and Justin can.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's right.
Yep.
There's pretty high system requirements.
Very steep. Yeah. If you haven't built your computer in the last 3 years, then it's a little out of bounds.
Epic Games reportedly in talks to produce a Fortnite movie.
Oh, nice. So I forgot to write this in the show notes, but Randy Pitchford, the lead designer of Gearbox, he's out and he is now leading their movie or their video company.
He's just switching hot seats.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just say right now, I could see that being a good movie.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Borderlands movie.
No, I thought it was Gears. Why am I
What?
thinking Gears?
Gearbox, not Gears of War.
Oh, I thought a Gears of War movie. I was
Gearbox
like, Gears of War
Studios,
movie.
Yeah,
no.
Awesome.
Borderlands the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I remember about that. I'm not excited about that.
Well, he might be involved in the Fortnite movie.
Let him. That's
fine. Dude, honestly, it's a property that's just malleable. It could be fucking stupid or it could be really good. Who knows?
When it comes to Fortnite, it doesn't matter. They could fucking plop a fat steamer on the table and charge $7 for it.
They already do. It's a new weapon.
Yeah. The fucking shit stick. Fucking beat people with your own
The
feces.
gas-powered shit stick.
How many skins
Never
does
runs
the
out of
shit stick
gas.
have?
Nick and I were just looking it up. Like in 2018, 2019, Fortnite made just shy of $9 billion.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And there are concurrently just under 50 million active daily Roblox players.
Also surprising.
Yeah. It's
so-
easy to forget that we are not target audience for those
Well,
things.
dude, Roblox is huge. And,
But I didn't know that even up to like last week. I didn't realize that Roblox was a thing.
oh, yeah, it's massive. It's a huge earner. I saw Squid Game being played in Roblox.
I
It
saw
actually
that.
looked compelling.
fuck.
Nothing in Roblox looks compelling.
Well, yeah, it looked as compelling as Roblox
as it could
can be.
as compelling as Roblox could.
But
very-
they did a pretty good
very low
one,
bar.
They did a pretty good one-for-one recreation of the games in Squid Game, which was interesting at least.
It's impressive that they were able to act so quickly and get something that looks.
Well, yeah, especially
gives the
since
feel of
it's
the Squid
user
Game.
created.
And if we got to give Roblox credit, it's for the fact that it's essentially like kids' first game design platform.
Yeah.
Like it is not difficult to make maps and levels in Roblox, and that's why it has staying power, because you go to play the game and it's just servers upon servers of people with their own unique maps, and every single one of them has freemium stuff you can buy using Roblox Bucks, and that's
Well,
where they make all their money.
If you die in Squid Game, you can try again, but you got to pay. It's behind a paywall, so yeah, they're raking it in, dude.
Smart.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh hasn't watched Squid Game, so I will draw and quarter him after the podcast, but I have finished it, and hopefully next week, before everyone's forgotten about it, we can talk about it.
Yep. And week 3 of us not watching Mortal Kombat.
I tried to do it. I tried to do it literally just like last night or the night before, and I realized that I don't have access to any legitimate means of watching Mortal Kombat.
I've got HBO Max.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been it. But yeah, because even when I went to like Hulu and Amazon, they're like, you need an HBO Max subscription to watch it. And admittedly, I was like, okay, well, that just means I have to watch on my phone, because then I can just stream it using my shady stream service. But I wasn't in the mood to like go watch a full length movie on my phone at the time. So, but I tried. I made an effort. It was a minimal effort, but it was made.
It was made.
Something
That's what
was
counts.
attempted.
They're like, oh fuck, I gotta watch Mortal Kombat. Instead, I think I ended up, because I couldn't watch that, I ended up binge watching all of What We Do in the Shadows.
What is that on? Because I really want to watch that.
Hulu.
Oh, fuck.
No,
It's from FX, so it's on Hulu.
You have the worst of the streaming services.
I have Netflix
Yep.
and YouTube, so I have the best.
Well,
not Netflix. Netflix doesn't have shit on it.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't count in that.
I mean,
equation.
Netflix had Squid Game,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and it had the Witcher animated series.
Yes,
which
and
was pretty dope.
yes, it has a few properties, but it's the kind of thing where like you could subscribe for a month every 6 months, get caught up on all of the content, and be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does that not apply to the other streaming services?
I mean, there's a
They
lot of
have
stuff
regular
going on.
releases. Yeah.
It depends on if you want to watch like multiple seasons of a TV show.
Ah.
Because then like something like Hulu is really good for that.
Yeah.
So I watched What We Do in the Shadows. I think there's 3 seasons of that show. It's just so good.
You
It's
describe it for the audience.
if you're not familiar, it's like a documentary crew following around 3 vampires that live together in a house in Staten Island, New Jersey.
Fantastic description.
That's
I mean,
the
he
base,
nailed it.
the
Yeah,
basis of
nailed
that
it.
show. That description does not give it any justice. It's I mean, if you've watched the movie, because it was a movie first, it's more of the same.
And it's the people from Flight of the Conchords, New Zealand comedy.
I don't know who makes the show, but in the movie, Jermaine Clement was in. He was one of the vampires, not the other one whose name I can't remember right now.
Okay.
In the TV show, he's not one of the main vampires.
Okay.
I don't remember. Are you been watching it?
I've seen the first 2 seasons.
Okay, so the married vampire.
Yeah, it's the dude from the IT crowd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he? I don't remember if he was in the movie.
I don't think he
Oh,
was.
Matt Berry from the IT crowd.
Yes.
The guy who ducks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
One of my favorite people to watch.
So funny.
Because he's always doing
The
that thing.
Yeah.
Gizmo.
But he's fantastic.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Now,
Yeah.
originally when that first show came out, I didn't want to watch it because they had changed the cast for the vampires, but they're not like recasting; they're just literally different vampires. And
Sure.
a minor spoiler: at some point, Jermaine actually does reprise his role as a vampire in the show.
Got Nick Kroll and Craig Robinson in it.
Oh man, that fucking
Apparently.
witch's hat episode.
Fucking witch's hat.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, I highly
Penis
recommend that.
puckering on the back of my head.
And then I actually rolled once that ended. Hulu automatically rolled me into watching King of the Hill, and so I've just been like background watching King of the Hill for like a week now.
It's so good.
I love King
Christian
of the
Shaw.
Hill.
I didn't know
love King
she
of the
was
Hill.
in it. I love her.
The King of the Hill's frustrating with how back and forth it goes on whether or not.
It's a great episode. Or
Well, if Hank Hill is a good person or not.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Like, that's like I'll watch an episode. I'm like, man, you're such a fucking piece of shit. And then I'll watch another one. I'm like, all right, good on you, guy. You're doing right by your son. And then just other times I'm just shaking
by
my
Bill's
head.
son.
Yeah.
You think
All
so?
that-
Yeah.
Yes.
Propane he's huffing.
God, that would have been such a great twist to that series.
Mike Judge is just good.
Yeah.
And he writes
He makes good
compelling stories to
Yeah.
watch.
There's not a lot of them out there, but I love watching his interviews.
Oh yeah.
Just
Is
fantastic.
Mike Judge doing anything these days, or
I'm sure he is.
animation wise?
Let's figure it out.
I mean, he probably made enough money. He doesn't have to do shit.
Yeah, no. I mean, it would be great if he just gave us some more stuff, though.
Silicon Valley and
Oh shit!
Tales
Okay,
from the Tour Bus. Premiered
Silicon
4
Valley.
years
that was fucking
ago.
a funny show.
Oh, Mike Judge did Silicon Valley?
Oh yeah.
I should have known that. I apologize for not knowing that.
Yeah, he created it. Of
Yeah,
course.
that was man. That show was fucking funny.
Guy is an institution. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, we got talking about that because I actually started watching TV shows. I got
Yeah,
a
you did.
hair at my butt to finish Love, Death, and Robots because I watched the second season. I liked the first season.
First season's good.
I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of it was kind of the novelty. I've watched a lot of short films in my life. There's a lot on YouTube, and it was good to see a nice curated anthology. And then I watched the second season, and none of them were bad, but they were missing for me what I enjoy about good sci-fi, which is asking some kind of question about what does it mean to be human. Right. If you don't have any kind of philosophical bent to your sci-fi, it can still be good, but it's not going to be great. Right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be something you're going to remember. The only episode that I think really kind of struck a chord with me was the last one, and it didn't really hit until I had watched the majority of it. It was the one about the giant man on the beach. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yep.
Russ watched it.
Oh yeah.
So scientist comes up, and a giant man, this Romanesque looking human, is washed up on the beach completely naked. He's like 100 feet long, and there's a lot of voiceover of him talking about this, and it took me a while to realize that there's a lot of what I would assume are metaphorical layers to it. The giant man is there essentially representing something like a giant beached whale, in the sense that the thesis I got from the episode was things that are truly wondrous quickly lose their wonder to humans. And the scientist himself kind of has himself removed, and he's watching as all these people mill about this giant body, and eventually after the news wears off, it becomes a part of the background. They start treating it like shit, and then eventually it breaks down. It becomes a part of the society. The human bones were like held over bars, and the giant penis was in a circus. But even he himself eventually steps upon the beast and looks into it. There's like cigarette butts put down its eyes, It's not a gruesome episode by any means.
It's
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 visceral.
macabre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a giant corpse there, and it shows, it gets his arm cut off. And but yeah, once I saw, like, there was halfway through the episode, the corpse is starting to, like, decompose. There's a guy in a trailer out, and he's got a bunch of pots boiling, and they're obviously, like, cooking down the fat as you would cook down the whale oil from a whale. And, so then you've got all the environmental aspects of it. What are we doing to our environment? But it was really that idea of like, to me, the mundanity, the mundanification, banalification humans do to everything that just turns everything so milquetoast is the worst, right? Like, I'm personally constantly searching for new novel experiences to keep me, entertained throughout this spin on our giant rock ball through space. And, things that we take for granted now would have been fascinating 10, 20 years ago. And they were, right? But then it quickly becomes mundane. And I enjoyed that episode, but it took me a while to figure out what was going on there.
No, it was a really good episode. That's probably the most standout episode to me as well. Yeah, at least in the second season.
The second season, and I mean the first season too, but they really felt to me, the majority of them, like demo reels for people's portfolios.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look what we can do. And that's fantastic. I mean, some of that work I loved it. But like, we didn't get anything like Zima Blue in the second season, which was just a mindfuck of an episode. But that rolled into Neil Blomkamp's short films. He released under something called Oats Studios. It's like 5 or 6 short stories with Neil Blomkamp's like signature hyper-realistic kind of H.R. Geiger-esque art. Some of those episodes are extremely gory and body horror-filled. Big trigger warning there. If you don't like depressing, messed up stuff, don't watch this. But if you're okay with that, they're pretty entertaining. And then, topic of the evening, I realized, what else is on here? I want to watch something else. I started watching The Witcher. I have a weird history with The Witcher.
Give me shit over Squid Game.
I actually watched The Witcher.
Yeah, finally, I'll watch the Squid Game before 2 years is up.
Will you?
Probably not.
Mr. Community. Hey, shut up, Justified.
And The Office, dude. I'm hyper guilty of rewatching.
I'm like the
stuff.
last person to be talking about any of this because I don't watch things. So yeah, I went into it having played like 3 or 4 hours of Witcher 2, putting it down due to what felt to me like a yet to be proven game studio has a really cool idea and they don't have the chops to make a smooth user interface and UX, and the meta level of the game of inventory management and weird design choices got in the way for me enjoying it. And then I played Witcher 3, I think 3 times, and it never hooked me. I think I got about maybe 15 hours into it. Got up to the Bloody Baron, I think is in the first area, kind of in the north. Yeah. I really liked the combat was great, and the idea of using all your different tools at your disposal to handle these Witchers. I mean, that's the kind of like crunchy, like D&D stuff I love when it comes to Monster of the Week. Like, what tools are we going to use to solve this issue? And you combine that with the excellent writing and, the twists that you don't really expect, and even if you do, they're still good, and the storyline. All that piled on top of this idea that the Witcher is displayed as this emotionless monster-killing machine, more often than not encounters a situation where slaying the monster isn't the answer, or at least it isn't to him, and you've got these moral quandaries. Like Adam was,
the real monsters are men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing the show, I think, did a decent job touching on that was that there is so many kingdoms and kings and royalty in the show that is just glazed over. They give you the impression that they mention in the show that these kingdoms are rising and falling all the time. It's just human strife is, the norm, and they are the monsters, right? And then the main cast kind of sits outside of that for the most part. But I went in knowing like vaguely who Ciri is and Triss. Spoiler warnings for Witcher. I think it's
2 years old now.
Show,
go for it.
The show's based off of some of the short stories from the books. It's not based off the games.
So there's technically only 2 books.
Okay.
One of the books is a retelling of Witcher adventures in short story form.
Mm-hmm.
And the games themselves are also based off of those 2 books.
Okay. So the show doesn't tell you that. I had assumed it wasn't going to be based off the storyline from the video games, just as a gut reaction. But I knew who the Witcher was. I knew about the Wild Hunt, and I know a little bit about Yennefer's story being this big, powerful mage, but I didn't know any of their backstories or really where any of this went. So I went to the show. The first episode has you introduced to Geralt, and he goes to a town, and you find out he's a Witcher slayer, and you're thrust into this problem he has where there's a wizard who wants to kill this woman, and the woman wants to kill the wizard. I'm glazing over a lot, but he's stuck in this, and he doesn't want to make the choice of lesser two evils. I was like, this is kind of a great start. And that first episode was really great. But I noticed right off the bat, it was really quick. And I knew this was immediately going to be a problem. You've got this big, fantastic world-building exercise that is The Witcher, all the stuff that Andrzej Sapkowski has done. And I saw that the season's like 8-10 episodes long. I didn't know if there was going to be a second one. I'm already thinking, okay, how much are they going to be able to fit in this? Like, I don't know what storyline they're drawing from. And so, putting it poorly and bluntly, The Witcher gets this woman to agree to leave and not kill the wizard. Then they have sex, and he wakes up, and she's in the town, I guess, attacking the wizard. And it all happens really quick. And that gets resolved, and she dies, and there's all this weird kind of magic stuff going on. She's saying, like, the woman in the worlds will always be with you. I'm like, okay, this is alluding to stuff that's going to happen in the story. And he gets her brooch, and there's this backstory of the brooch. And then when the second episode hit, it immediately started this problem of none of that related to the second episode. And then almost none of, like, the main plot points of the second related to the third, and so on and so on. And each episode felt like they were trying to cram 3 hours of content into an hour. And every single throwaway line of dialogue I had to remember because it was the only piece of information given to me as a viewer to relate to something that happened later in the episode. And I wasn't even sure if that was going to come up further into the show. We get 3 or 4 episodes in, and you have the wedding of Princess Pavetta, who is the mother to Ciri and the daughter to the Queen of Calanthe, I think, if I have the names right.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to lore dumping, right? I'm a fantasy nerd through and through. I'm okay with it. I know how hard it is to get across all this world building right off the bat, especially in even a 60-minute format, right? But we have this episode which boils down to Geralt gets roped into being a bodyguard for his bard, Jaskier Dandelion, very traditional spoony bard, and he goes this thing, and they're basically vying these princes to marry off to this princess. And in the matter of 20 minutes, a dude shows up who's a raccoon or a hedgehog man, and he's cursed, and claims a law of surprise that he can marry her, and it's this big thing, and they can't fuck over destiny. But then the queen doesn't want it, and because she doesn't believe in destiny. But then the daughter gets pissed and has magic, and her and the hedgehog are floating. But then the Witcher solves it. But then the hedgehog man's going to keep being a hedgehog until the 12th bell rings. But then he kisses her, and now he's a man, and they fucked over destiny. And then the next episode hits, and it has nothing to do with that episode. And it was just all this stuff thrown each episode in, trying to jam pack in, and not knowing that some of these were supposed to be short stories that were really kind of tangentially related to each other. I was trying so hard to follow this plot and keep in my head, okay, how is this important to what's going to happen next?
So did you not catch the timey-wimey stuff?
The timey-wimey stuff I was aware of because I had watched some reviews on the show and I talked with Russ about it. And having known about the timey-wimey stuff, it wasn't a problem at all. The fact that certain episodes or scenes in the show with Ciri were not taking place at the same time as the others. I kind of lost track at some points in episodes like 4 through 7 which times they were in, but it didn't really matter.
It doesn't.
No.
But I can see if I wasn't aware of the fact, if I was some schmuck who had no idea this timey-wimey stuff was going on, how confusing that could be. But again, that really wasn't my problem. I don't really have a problem with the fact that after the first couple episodes, the set started looking like shit. The budget obviously kind of dropped. Some of the acting was so-and-so. Some of it was good. But really, it came down to, as farther into the episodes went, the writing got really bad. People started making illogical decisions. And this weird habit of people asking questions that I, as a viewer, wanted an answer to, and the person they were asking literally wouldn't respond. There's a scene towards the end where the majors are gearing up to go defend a fort from this encroaching army. And for some reason, all these mages, who through the majority of the show, all the magic has been shown mostly to be portal-based, teleporting around. And they're going to this fort all in a dinghy. There's like 20 wizards floating on a boat from a ship to go to shore. That's like just the beginning of like, what is going on this episode? Why didn't they teleport there? No answers given. They start referencing, one character says, oh, I saw this other mage. And this other chick says, you saw him? How's he doing? Or something like that. And she's like, doesn't answer her, or she does unrelated. And then she asks this other wizard, we have this plan, but it seems like a plan the military would make. We're mages. We should do something better. And he looks at her and doesn't answer. And then it cuts to the next scene. She's like, you haven't answered me in 2 hours. It's like, okay, they're going to answer the question. And he says something almost verbatim like, I found that history is the people in the future who determines these kinds of things. It's like, what does that even mean? And so we don't really know their plan going in. They go to this tower. They have this weird montage of them prepping for this combat. Yennefer goes up this tower to see a peasant like checking bows. She says, is that all you have? There's 5 bows there. And she's like, yeah, I tried to get more fletching, but the Nilfgaard stopped us. Already I'm like, why do you mean like you need more arrows? Like that's like saying, is that all the guns we have? Yeah, I tried getting more primer. Well, you also need bullets, right? But then Yennefer grabs one of the arrows, which fletching is the feathers on an arrow to give it stability, and copies a bunch of them. And the chick says, man, I wish I could do magic or something like that. And Yennefer says, it's magic. It's not real. And then gives her the feathers. And it's just such bonkers, weird dialogue that doesn't further the story, doesn't help at all. Why are you duplicating fletching? There's a whole bunch of arrows right there. Grab those, duplicate those. So at the same time, we have these weird pragmatic problems of these people making illogical decisions combined with really bad writing that it was really hard for me to enjoy. And you combine that with them trying to pack so much stuff in. I really felt like they took something that really could have been good and they Netflixed it, and they did a poor job. Overall, I had to push myself to finish it. And I liked a lot of the individual parts of the show. I love some of the way they display, newer takes on mythology and monsters. And again, Geralt dealing with morality of killing this, that, or the other. There's a whole dragon episode, which it reminded me so much of watching Hercules and Xena. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't good, right? It wasn't It wasn't the weird video game version of Game of Thrones I thought I was going to get going into this. And that's my fault for not really knowing what to expect going into it. But yeah.
So I'll jump in now. I don't disagree with everything that you're saying. When I was talking to people about the show coming out, I've read the books, I've played the games. I was concerned about how people were digesting the information that was being given to them. Mm-hmm. It seems to me, though, that most people had no trouble like either the time stuff or even following a lot of the premises that were going on in each individual thing. And you kind of hit the nail on the head, is that the show really starts off with going through a lot of the short story stuff that they do in the books, which I really enjoyed them showing that. I mean, the whole first episode with Renfrey and stuff is how he gets the nickname the Butcher of Blaviken and sets up that premise and stuff about Geralt's character. And then eventually all these little disconnected blurbs that feel like disjointed, you will see a running narrative that goes through all of them. And when I watched the show, that's actually what I really enjoyed about it, was that they chose to not spoon feed you a linear narrative, but instead tried to capture both the essence of the books through these kind of episodic moments of Geralt's career. Now, a lot of my biggest problems with like dialogue issues, and like you say bad storytelling and stuff, typically almost all revolves around Yennefer. I've talked about it many times. Yennefer is my least favorite character in that TV show.
Sorry to interrupt. I honestly feel like if I didn't know anything about Witcher, I would have thought Yennefer was the main character.
That's 100% the problem. And as far as I can remember, when it comes to the books and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff that they covered with Yennefer is not in there. Like, I remember her maybe making vague references occasionally when she popped up in Geralt's storyline, but I think maybe they're pulling more out of canon that they'd gotten from the video game itself.
Adam and I looked up the wikis, and they actually have different wikis for the show versus the books versus the games. And we're looking at like the storyline in the books versus the show, and they divulge pretty hard at times. Like they just decided at times to change the story or change plot points.
Is that just because Yennefer, she needs to be a co-protagonist?
Part of it is that they show Yennefer's coming of age story, and you don't get that for Geralt.
Yep.
You get her was the Bildungsroman was the term I looked up, that growing up and going through all of her trauma.
And that's the thing, is in the books and the games, you never really get exposed so in your face about Yennefer's origin story. Like, and honestly, it was a long time before I had really realized that Yennefer used to be an ugly, poor girl in general. Like that's something that like had to be teased out as I was playing the games and reading the books and stuff. Then you find out that like it's fairly common in the sorceress world and stuff. That's the first thing they do is like improve their physical appearance.
Really big plot point in the show. I mean, and that was another problem I had with the. I mean, I don't know if writing is to blame so much as directing at that point, but they go hard in the paint about trying to get across to you that Yennefer's primary motive is power. And she is unhinged and chaotic in both the literal magic sense and the metaphorical sense, and uncontrollable, and
which is also way off base for who Yennefer is. Like that's literally what I think that, like, and that's what and you see it a lot when they're adapting other mediums and to a new medium. If they divert too much from the core materials that they have, or even didn't take the time to really read and understand the material that they're doing, you end up with scenarios like this where I think all of the Yennefer stuff
plot thing,
it's like their own creation. They didn't have enough source material that they felt they could go on, so they're like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. And you start getting a fucking Game of Thrones issue where you see the steady decline of the quality, or at least the vision of the show as a whole, because they're having to rely on subpar workers, writers and stuff that are doing this.
One more thing before I let you talk, Josh. I think one of the like capping moments in the defines the problem I had with the show, Yennefer being so much about power in her coming of age until she becomes a wizard, that she's willing to sacrifice her ovaries, her reproductive system, to look the way she wants to feel and become this powerful mage. What was decent. I mean, it tells you this character is flawed and willing to go to any lengths, go through, this essentially magical surgery without anesthesia. And then in like an episode or two, suddenly she's trying to find weird wives' tale cures for her infertility. And I thought it was a problem of them trying to fit in too much of the show into too little space. So it was left out, this transfer of her. They go over it like in the first part of the episode after you see, okay, she's got her power. She joins this kingdom, Aaron or whatever, and she spends 10, 20, 30 years. I forget how long it's there. And it's super boring. And she's supposed to protect this queen there's the whole baby scene and all that. But we go from like 3 or 4 episodes of her wanting power to then being, I guess, told in about 5 minutes that now she doesn't care about that and she wants babies now. And that's like a complete trashing of her character shown to me. And from what I'm getting to you, that isn't even really maybe who Yennefer was in the books and the games. So like, is it an issue of them trying to fit too much content in and having to cut stuff? Or did they just make something up and didn't have anywhere to go with it?
I took away from that with that episode that Yennefer realizes the real power is choice. Like, I mean, she
chose herself to get rid of her ovaries. She actually had to like almost, she wasn't supposed to go in and go through that surgery because she didn't pass. It was hard to tell, like, if she was allowed to go do that, because it seems like she was doing it on the side. She's like, you said you could do this. Let's do this right now. We don't have time for anesthesia. Like, put me through the ritual. And I honestly, things were going so quickly, I couldn't tell if like she was allowed to go do that or not.
I kind of want to give it a watch, like another watch through.
I should remember, as well, but
it's been a long time.
I remember some of what you're saying, but like for me, I mean, I haven't played any of the games or read any of the books, and I enjoyed it pretty well.
I think everything outside of Yennefer is pretty great fantasy television. Like, I mean, especially when you compare it to what other fantasy television has been done, I think it's pretty high quality. I do want to make a point, like, when your budget gets so low that you can't like make a live action stage of a generic medieval throne room, and you have to resort to green screens. Like, come on, that's like there's got to be one of those in the back of every fucking high school somewhere where you can make a physical set piece.
Fuck, get the Renfair to stop by.
Yeah, I mean, come on. There's no excuse that you need a green screen. There's those moments where there are people dancing in these like grand halls and stuff. Like, fuck, get some of your actors to fly over to Europe for a little while. You can find those. They exist. Like,
part of that problem is, I'm really not one to nitpick sets unless it's so glaringly bad it's cutting into my immersion. But some
Yeah.
of the sets look like actual kind of rundown Game of Thrones medieval towns, Black Dark Ages stuff, and then other ones look like this is literally just a village in Eastern Europe. It is like 2 episodes later. Honestly, it'd be a weird way to go with it, but if they had made that series, the first season, about Yennefer and not had this weird twist shift in her character from power to wanting a baby, I really liked Yennefer's stuff up until then.
I think if they wanted to make a series out of this, you leave Yennefer, anything about Yennefer's backstory out entirely of the first season, and you only have her appear as this occasional power, like
a
mysterious
Q figure.
sorceress that shows up sometimes next to the seats of power, and you don't know much about her. But there's obviously some sort of like physical, like animal attraction between her and Geralt, to where maybe they hook up on occasion. But like you don't explain any of that.
Yeah, that sounds
Just
intriguing.
The familiarization of Yennefer to the audience removes any sense of mystique and danger from her, because we've seen her go through these struggles, and you get a whole different feel from it.
And usually my number one complaint when I talk about that show is, and these guys will attest to, is that the casting that I think they did for Yennefer is entirely, and this lends to why her story also feels off, because the Yennefer that I envisioned in my own head from the novels or portrayed fairly well in the game is literally a woman of striking beauty, not like, oh my goodness, she's hard to look at, just a commanding, powerful presence due to a literal aura of power. She just gives off like almost a sense of a potent and malice because she is a sorceress. But then also the charisma and what's a good word for it? Just panache.
Moxie.
Yeah, I guess panache seems a little flashier. It's the kind of thing that you hear about.
Gravitas.
Gravitas is good. I like that, because it's when a woman enters a room and all eyes turn to her. That is the kind of embodiment that I think that she needed, and who they cast her failed miserably. She looks too young. She looks too immature. And because they give so much of her backstory in the show, you don't. How she got to where she's at, which takes away the power that she has as this mysterious, beautiful sorceress that's always next to these seats of power.
Having not played the games, I really didn't care too much about any of the actors' individual given looks, other than Yennefer definitely is just, she looked too young. She looked too young for the power she was supposed to command. Also, I didn't realize Triss was Triss until the last episode of the show.
Whatever to Triss Marigold.
Is it? She's the redhead, isn't she?
She's
like
the redhead in
pretty
the
big
game.
deal in the game.
I mean, she can be. She's
Okay, I didn't know.
You fuck a lot of women as Geralt of Rivia in those games and stuff. And yes, I'd say in Witcher 3, you essentially. Should I spoil stuff from Witcher 3? I mean, I don't know
sure, why not?
Okay, because I know you haven't played it. I know the game's old as dicks, but I mean, it's still worth playing. You essentially have like an amnesia for a while as Geralt.
Okay.
And Triss is another sorceress, and she uses your amnesia to start a relationship with you. Knowing full well that like you've always been hung up on Yennefer. But Yennefer is so aloof and so in and out of your life that's like you have this opportunity to try to like essentially steal Geralt's love because he doesn't remember any of this history that you have with other people. And then at some point, you can fall in love with Triss, and then you have to make a choice once you've been made aware and you get your memories back and stuff, that it doesn't erase your memories of the time that you've now spent with Triss, but you have the warring memories of the time you spent with Yennefer as well, and you have to make a decision. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that they touch on it in the show, to where when they're trying to capture that Jin, they end up forming some sort of magical bond with each other.
Wish to like be with her forever. Or something.
Yeah. And so in the third Witcher, you eventually get to break that bond, because it's like essentially all the times that you've spent with Yennefer over your lifetime, you now have to question on whether or not that was actual like kismet and an animal attraction that keeps bringing you back together, or was it this magical fucking prophecy shit that's got you connected. When you can break that spell, you then have the choice. Okay, now we've broken it. We don't have to be with each other. Do you want to be with me? And then at that point, you can choose like, oh, right now this is over. I'm actually realized I love Triss and not you.
Gotcha.
Go with Yennefer, go with neither. And that's really the open-ended aspect of that relationship part of the game. But the Triss in the show, like I don't even fucking.
Yeah, she's
I
just a
literally
side
don't remember
character.
other than the caster is not a white redheaded woman, which is fine. I don't care. And then I feel like she wasn't really.
She was in one episode where they deal with the Striga, and then she's in the last episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think she might have had a few little cameos there.
Yeah, very short appearances.
Yeah.
so based on what she is in the video games, then she could also be written off as like not super important. Because once again, the story is really Geralt and Yennefer by proxy.
Yeah. So my take, because I actually just rewatched it just a few weeks ago.
Nice.
So I have to disagree with you on most of your evaluation of it. Although I agree partially. My experience, none of that really detracted enough for me not to enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed The Witcher in almost all aspects. And you and Russ and I have talked about Yennefer. I liked Yennefer. I think she got way too much screen time.
Yeah.
I think her character was the most developed character of all, and it was unnecessary. I think by showing and not implying, they actually took away some of her, because I don't think the actress matters. I don't think the actress failed to show an air of or the ability to command a room, or
You felt that from her? You felt like that she.
absolutely. But what took away from it is showing that progression.
So maybe she would have had more gravitas had they not had her origin story.
I think she would have.
I at least
Yeah.
allow that because that is a
We're
big
trained
distraction
as a
from
Western
that.
audience to align protagonists with the people that we watch coming of age stories with. Like
Yeah.
if you see the origin story of a character, that's the protagonist.
Yep.
Like why else would you be showing me their story?
Yep.
So when we only get that for really Ciri and Adam and I were talking about this.
The literal Uncle Ben of it, if you will.
Yeah. Whatever decision they made to split this timeline and show everything interspersed means that for the majority of the time, Yennefer and Ciri, from what I remember, don't even ever interact, and Geralt interacts with her
Correct.
once at the very end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Last minute.
yeah, I can
Yeah.
especially see if you aren't aware in the first handful of episodes, there's time stuff going on trying to figure out the series happening after all this.
I don't think you could not be aware.
One of our friends was unaware.
I looked it up. A lot of people, one of their major complaints was trying to wrap their head around
Yeah.
all the timey-wimey stuff. You keep waiting for Ciri and Geralt and Yennefer to like come together, and they never do.
To be fair, that is I said that the story is really about Geralt and by proxy Yennefer, but I forgot that Ciri is actually probably the primary story of
she's
The,
all.
the motivator for the story.
My takeaway was that I wanted to watch this on its own merits. If I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about Witcher, which I have surface level knowledge of,
Same.
what am I going to get? And I did not. It
So
wasn't good.
What I could say is that I would look at this first season as a trying to get people up to speed and familiar with the universe to start the series storyline.
Yep.
Because really the crux of the Witcher universe is the series storyline. And you have to have where Ciri came from, who Geralt is, who Yennefer is, and a bit of who these kingdoms are and what is going on to set up that Ciri line. And that's actually the novel, not the collection of like the short stories of his adventures, but the novel itself is the Wild Hunt stuff, which is 100% geared entirely around Ciri and what she is. And so I think that's what I would look at the first season of The Witcher as like a quick prologue to the Ciri storyline, which is what I'm hoping we'll really get into in the next season. Maybe they'll be able to go very linearly and in detail about what's going on in the world, because they don't have to do all that
Jumping
extra
around.
fluff stuff to introduce you to people.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean,
Hopefully. I hope
think
they get a
the-
new fucking writer.
The timey-wimey stuff I found was a really interesting way to show that Geralt's a fairly timeless fellow. Like, he's moving through time. Cities are changing, getting larger, and
I mean,
people are-
10 years passes in the show, from what I gathered. From
no,
when
Ciri
was born till
it depends on where what part of the storyline
Yeah.
they're talking about. Because when they do the Yennefer stuff, she's literally spent like 50, 60 years as an advisor to this kingdom at some point. Like,
They didn't
Well,
see that across
at
well.
one-
in the
no, I
show.
know they don't.
Yeah,
Like,
they didn't.
all the
No.
Yennefer stuff is
like
terrible.
the king with the Striga episode. In one of the other episodes, you meet him as a little boy, like pestering his sister, and so like
in the game?
no, in the show. The king that's having Geralt hunt the Striga. I can't remember the king's name.
Him and his sister interacting.
Yeah.
From what I remember, was after his episode.
Yeah, but like,
So-
so that's further, like that's just going to show like further back in the past. Like it jumps around a little bit, but
The
Geralt's,
thing is it has nothing to do with the whole problem I have with the show is there's no plot. The plot.
Correct.
I was waiting the entire season for the plot to happen.
But
And
what the ending told us is that everything that we've watched so far is literally to establish characters.
Yeah,
the plot
it's
is for
leading
you to learn
Ciri
something.
meeting Geralt.
The entirety of the series was the character development of
That's cool.
two of the main characters.
Yeah, they
and
did it very poorly.
I understand
They had so many. It felt like they
frustration.
had filler episodes in a like 8-episode season on Netflix. Like the whole dragon episode, I was like, none of this had to be here. Again, had I known some of these episodes you're going to watch are going to be Geralt short story episodes. Okay, cool. That's going to help temper a lot of my opinion on this. But you know,
But how do you know that going into watching anything on whether or not it's going to be like how they're going
Because
to choose to go?
It's
about
very
telling their
rare
story?
when someone's making a show, they choose a handful of episodes and they're basing them off a short story related to the main plot, and they're not going to tell you. Like if you're basing it off a source material, it's almost always you're basing it off a series or a book. It's not like, okay, episode 3 of this show is going to be a short story that we're going to, so far, you don't really know timeline-wise when this takes place. Maybe it just happened after the last episode. Maybe it didn't. And then the episode finishes. And then none of the stuff that happened in the episode has context on anything else that happens in the show. It's like, what? Okay, that was a cool filler episode, but it's 4 episodes into the show. You know?
I think an argument could be made that they could have done a better job of kind of streamlining what information they wanted to get across in a way that is more traditional in how you're going to portray like an ongoing series of stuff, especially with just, you know, you could throw in subtitles that tell you that, okay, now we're going back to this time, instead of never telling you when and where they pretty much are at any given point. I would argue that those problems I could easily foresee no longer being an issue.
I hope so
going
for
forward,
future seasons,
because we got through that, and it's almost like they wanted to stay really true to the source material in some aspects, but because they chose to tell the story in the manner of like the games and the short story tried to kind of piece everything together. But it's bizarre considering how many liberties I felt like they also took with the story. So it's like you gotta pick a lane. You know,
that Gold Dragon episode in particular, Adam, I was outside and he was reading off concurrently the Netflix story and the book story of that whole dragon debacle. And they would diverge and come back together and diverge, come back together. And like they took some of the plot points from the story and then like kind of like told the story backwards. Like in the show, the Gold Dragon basically wanted to keep his enemies close. So from what I gathered, he was the one to cause the dragon fire, to get the king, to cause people to come to try to kill the dragon so he could kill his enemies, so he could keep the egg safe. And like, as they talk about in the books, it was kind of backwards. Like the dragon didn't really know what exactly was going to happen. So he was being on the down low and then like waited until later in the story to reveal who he was to actually make a decision. So at the very least, what I'm getting at, it sounds like they changed some of the story for that reason that all cocaine Hollywood directors do, where they get a good story and they're like, okay, well, we got to change at least 40% of it because that's the law of the cosmos.
Yeah.
Right?
I do admit too that whole Gold Dragon stuff does have very Hercules.
It's got Hercules vibes.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course,
It wasn't
does.
bad. It was
It's-
entertaining.
Yeah, it's hero.
But,
It's hero shit.
Like they introduced the 4 groups and one of them are the Reavers.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where one of the people turns to Geralt and is like, you know what the Reavers are? And he goes, yeah. And then it cuts to something else. And I'm like, it's like 6 white dudes with paint on their chins. Am I supposed to be terrified, amused? I can't tell. Like, is this supposed to be funny or not? And then, yeah. And apparently the Reavers are a pretty fucking like decently big deal in the story, you know.
I don't remember them.
Just
In
not
the
yet.
book, in the books at
Yeah.
least. Adam was reading through the book line, like they captured Geralt or they did something, and you know, I got that feeling like I'm okay if they're trying to show not tell, like the whole idea of Yennefer's compatriots getting turned into eels and pushed into the milk to feed the power of the tower.
Which I don't remember any of that from
That's
any
fine.
of the
To
stuff.
me, that's them trying to say
Finally,
we're showing
where
not
fucking eels come
telling.
from.
Like yeah, like eels aside, why the fuck are they eels? It doesn't really matter, right? They're batteries for this building. But then it has like no implication on the story. Like they're spending so much time showing and not telling. Oh, you see all these skulls in this hall? Says the black magic man. They're elf skulls, and let's have sex now. And then they have sex, and it's like, oh, thanks for telling me that. Is that going to come up later? No. So
It might.
yeah.
Yeah, go Notre Dame. Hey, so we need to I win. Way, yeah.
Yeah, we got
curveball.
ranty. Yeah.
Curveball. So we gotta go.
Get
And
out.
this.
Oh.
Thanks
Bye,
for
guys.
listening. Thanks for watching. Go to all the regular places, videogametango.com for all of it. Facebook.com/videogametango.
For some of
Look
it.
us up on YouTube. Everywhere. Check it out.
Also, werewolffacts.com.
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 Werewolffacts.com. Ow.
Ow. Ugh. Dry mouth.
I already have my thing. I'm ready to go.
Thing. Oh, yeah, we got to do thing.
We sure do.
I do a thing.
I didn't take notes. I was too tired. I forgot.
We only talked about like 3 things.
You also had your eyes closed for almost the entire podcast.
Did I?
Yep.
You don't need your eyes open.
I'm
to
talking with my
podcast.
eyes closed. I have to think with my eyes closed.
Yep.
Otherwise, we can see the cogs
I
turning.
think they can't see me. Whoa. Dual pitch. Thing. Go.
Listen, you got time. Actually, you know what? Okay.
I don't know. I'm just making mouth noises over here, homie. Like into the microphone? No, just near it.
I have my
What are you doing? I'm making mouth noises, homie.
You look like Rob Zombie if he didn't have a drug problem.
He looks like
I'm white bread Rob Zombie. I grew up in a suburb. I write
I work in
softcore
finance.
country music.
Softcore country music?
Yeah.
I have my thing. Russ has his thing. Do you have your thing? You look like you're spilling milk.
Fucking hamster milk.
Way too much.
I don't have a thing.
We did George.
You were already trying
I was just stretching, homie. Fucking don't
whatever.
put that on me.
So we had Akinator and your the things he said.
eye.
I said something funny while we were on break, but I can't fucking remember what it is.
Russ and I were outside.
I know. Andy was sitting here and he's like,
Talked
oh,
about-
that's going in the fucking notes.
Talking about GTA.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was.
You put it in the notes?
I haven't been writing notes. I've been sharing
Copying
werewolf facts.
My name's Josh. I butt chuggle all your hamster milk.
There you go.
I don't like that at all. Make me something better.
They call me the
You
juggler.
can keep talking about your bussy.
No. Maybe,
Apparently
maybe.
really like that. His DMs are going to explode once he has a social presence.
Once you have a DM
Yeah.
I have to.
to slide
He's going to have
into.
to, unfortunately, tell the whole world that he is actually, in fact, straight.
I mean, you have a yes, you can be DM'd, but do you even remember your Twitter handle? Yeah. Because you thought it was Hambone, but it was just what Twitter suggested because Hambone was taken.
Bone ham.
Pork skull.
Did you just say Pork Storm?
Pork storm.
That's fucking good.
Because I love it.
Yeah, I really hope pork skull.
I'm not going to tell you what I said. That trumps anything I could have
Holy
said.
fuck. porkstorm.com available?
Is it Hambonus?
Could that be his new nickname?
Porkstorm?
Porkstorm coming over?
Help me,
Don't
Twitters.
ask me. I don't know.
Help me, Twitter. Is my name Hambonius?
Fucking Porkstorm sounds like a.
It's Hambo 9216717.
Don't cross Josh.
What the fuck?
You might receive
That's
the
because
pork storm.
Josh was like, "Oh, let me have Hambone." It did not. It was like, "This is taken. Choose one of these," and he went with it.
Oh,
Well, can I change that?
Yeah, you can change it anytime.
Make a new one.
Porkstorm.
Porkstorm is really good. You can be at Porkstorm.
I feel like there's a lot of allusion to dicks there.
I love it.
I mean, that's what makes it so good. I mean, to be fair, Hambone is also an allusion to dick.
Twitter.com/Porkstorm is already taken, unfortunately.
I'm sure every 2-word English combo is fucking taken.
Podcast Andy wasn't, which is fucking crazy.
That is fucking
That is
bananas.
Very
Considering that an Andy is a term used on Twitch for anybody that fucking no life something. Fucking, World of Warcraft Andes. Fucking, yeah, it's like, how was Podcast Andy not taken?
I don't know.
It was waiting for you.
I did find a YouTube video called Bad Piggy's Operation Porkstorm. But I think it's Angry Bird.
That is Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Operation Porkstorm. That actually doesn't make sense. If it's Angry Birds, it should be like Bird Storm.
It's probably the name of that level. It's called probably Porkstorm. Because they've named their levels. Why did I click images? I don't want to see Porkstorm images. It's a bad habit. Stop texting your daddy and think
Well, I'm
of a thing,
trying to
Josh.
figure out how to change it, and I just fucking
Can you
can't.
do that
I wanna
at
be,
any other
I want to be
time?
fucking. What about Ham Clapper?
No. I don't like it.
Oh, finally, one you don't like. Perfect.
I mean, you're welcome to it. You can clap some hams.
I tried the portmanteau,
Clap
but I
your
just
ham.
got clamper and hamper.
Ham Clamper.
The Ham Clamper.
The
Ooh,
Ham Clamper.
That's good too.
Ham Clamper.
That's just an allegory for a vagina.
Yeah,
We're just
it
talking
is.
about genitals here.
Girl, let me hit that Ham Clamper.
That's how you go to jail. I wish there were word police.
Could it also be called the pork pie?
If you don't think of your thing, I'm
Gonna leave here.
gonna do
I'm
something
trying-
dramatic.
Bitches, gauze,
All
dragon
right, I'm
paws.
fine. I'm fucking ready.
Are you, though?
I am. Fucking laid on it.
What did we talk about?
Fuck, I don't know. Lots of things.
Talked about The Witcher,
Yeah.
and that's all I remember. That's not true.
It's hard to remember what did we start the podcast with?
Did some Lord of the
You
Rings talk,
did.
the Golem game.
That was part 2 of the podcast because I reopened with the rats. But we opened talking about
All the indie games that you tried and
indie
failed.
games. Yes.
I got a thing.
And then Josh brought up the GTA shit.
Oh, I talked about Stray, the kitty game.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got that.
Reminded me of Tokyo Jungle, but I date myself enough on this fucking podcast.
I didn't get to talk about Gotham Knights.
What is that?
So it's the next game in the Rocksteady Batman series,
The Arkham Knight series.
The Arkham Knight series. So Batman's gone, and when he dies, the fucking Bat family gets summoned up. So you get like everyone like Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl, and
Green
New
Bird.
Robin.
What about Azrael?
I'm not sure about Azrael. He might be in there too.
Shows those 4 characters.
What storyline are they going with to explain where Batman's gone?
I don't like he's dead.
Right, but I mean
he's dead, gone. I don't know. I just watched a little bit of the pre-alpha gameplay today. It looked pretty fun.
I mean,
it's
I'm
co-op.
gonna play another.
Yeah, no, it's co-op.
Oh shit!
It's co-op. You can play with a
kinda
second
weird.
player.
Interesting.
Yes, and so I was watching.
I like the idea of combat combos.
Yes, no. So like they were doing a whole combat combo thing, and so Batgirl drops in fucking loud and heavy, and starts fucking up people, and then like all of a sudden people are trying to run down in there to get in on the combat, and fucking Robin is slinking around the fucking top, dropping in and like grabbing people as they're trying to fucking run in. So like Batgirl's being the fucking loud and heavy, and Robin's just taking them out as they fucking try to get to her.
Interesting.
And then at the last, they finish up the last couple of guys with some gnarly looking fucking combos. It looked like a lot of fucking fun.
That's a smart way of taking the franchise.
Yeah, it seemed adaptative.
Although I'm not a fan of them
Adaptive.
eliminating Batman. So
He always dies eventually.
Well, I mean, probably it's going to be you find out Batman's not actually dead, and then the fucking Bat family has to fucking get him, you know? But
probably something like that.
I just saw it, it's like, man, I want to play as Red Hood so bad.
I want to play Bat Family.
It's all in the Bat family.
I want to play Bat Family Counselor.
Ooh, that's a
Oh,
good
that would
one.
be so fucking hard. Holy shit.
Oh, that's so good.
It's a Souls-like.
The
Josh,
hardest
do you have your
Batman
thing?
game ever made.
I think Josh has his thing.
Yes.
All right, we got to wait for all the vape to clear. Tomorrow.
Here,
Nice blowjob.
Thanks, man.
I helped.
You gotta use the clouds to push
Yep.
clouds, man.
You gotta
know,
fight
it's
fire
got a
with
little
fire.
weight there behind it.
That's where that
you
saying
know?
comes from. You got to fight fire with fire.
They mean actual fire.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
I didn't have any. I had vape to fight vape, so I
And
did.
please don't set our apartment on fire.
I don't.
If you set their
Good
apartment on
goddamn-
fire with vape, I will be impressed.
That only raises more questions.
Are we noise flooring?
I
We're
don't
waiting
know. I
for
thought
all
it
we're
was
this
just-
vape to
yeah.
disappear that Josh just blew
I think
everywhere.
we're good enough. But Josh, stop fucking blowing it directly at the cameras.
I feel like it's rude to point fingers at who may or may not have vaped at the cameras. We don't know for sure.
I mean, let's go back to the video.
Russ's hand's just gone. Where is it?
Is there video? I don't see any video. So we not. Why is everyone pointing at my square? That's Nick. You're not pointing correctly. There it is. It's
God, if my hand came down and grabbed your head, I'd be
oh
so
my god,
happy.
that would be.
Oh, do it. Oh, no, you can
Wow.
see me.
That's not.
That's shit.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
We're
That
not
was
good
shit.
at special effects.
You need a green sleeve, homie.
I can play it.
Green sleeves are made of. Okay, so let's noise floor.
We all
You guys got
take
your things?
our Adderall.
I do.
Yep.
Okay.
I think.
Oh yeah, mine's gonna be hard to get out. It's gonna be real difficult. Noise floor. Hey, welcome back. Tonight we discuss stray cats, hobbits, and how much damage they deal. Indie get fuck.
Indy get fucked.
Cameras. Got to do the cameras. Got to do the camera thing.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
we've used that how much damage they deal thing too much.
Yeah, we just talked about how much damage your dick deal last podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the non-episode. That was during the middle.
What the Hobbit's
Or the
power level is.
pre-podcast.
Is the power level over 9,000?
Is a Hobbit's power
Hobbits
level?
in their power level?
Is a Hobbit's power level over 9,000?
No,
Hobbit and its power levels.
it's got to be
Concise.
yeah, and easy to say.
Yeah, fuck, whatever.
Human Torch is over here denying some fucking bank loans.
Denying some motherfucking bank loans. All right. I'm so icky.
Gross.
Hey, welcome back. Tonight we discuss stray cats, hobbits and their power level, indie game failures, mistaken video game identities, Grand Theft Auto remasters, and more valleys of plenty.
Hello, I'm Nick. Kevin Sorbo is a sad little poopy boy.
I'm Josh, and I'm angry Nick won't toss a coin to his Witcher.
I'm Russ, and it's time to brush up on your baby shaking. Farmville 3 comes in November.
It is a well-known fact that werewolves give people Parkinson's disease. Just ask Michael J. Fox, werewolfx.com.
Ow.
I didn't know if we were going to do it or not.
I thought about it.
I kept mentioning Hercules, and then I remember that Kevin Sorbo's a fucking dill hole in real life.
Is he?
Is he?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
went full anti-vax, super GOP.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah. And what's great is the actor who plays Xena fucking calls him out on it all the time on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
Kevin, you're a little bitch. Stop it.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. What's her name? I know her name.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless. Yeah.
I think that was my favorite part about Spartacus was all them Lucy Lawless boobies. That really made formative young Josh re-blossom.
First of all, you're not very formative when that show was coming out. You're fairly formed.
I don't know, like it was in the 90s, right?
No.
Xena?
Oh yeah, totally was.
Xena was in the 90s.
Oh,
Late
I
90s.
just said Spartacus.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it made formative Josh rebloom.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
And also, I mean, it's like
yeah,
it's like 50-year-old Lucy Lawless.
whatever. Them gams looked good.
Yeah, she keeps calling him Peanut. Oh, Peanut.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
How demeaning to Hercules. That's
Yeah.
great.
All right.
Hercules is also kind of an asshole. Just saying.
Yeah, so say goodnight to Chad, everybody.
Good night,
Chad.
everybody.
Thanks for joining in.
Bye.
We'll be back next week. Maybe, hopefully, earlier than this time next week. We'll see. We got to get things organized to do
Yeah.
more stuff.
Yeah.
So, everybody have a good night.
Have
Good
a
night.
great night.
Werewolfacts.com.
Werewolfacts.
Get your fucking hand out of this here. Square. Son of a bitch. Quit penetrating my square.
Josh's new game.
How am I not in your? Wait,
Lick
yeah,
all your
And like, dude,
digits.
I'm not.
yeah, I was looking at the stream. And this,
Can't.
yeah. I mean,
I can get in that shot. Let me show you.
That's what I want my new username to be. Let me lick your digis.
at Let Me Lick Your Digis.
.org, because we are a nonprofit.
Put a
We
hand
do it for
clapper
free.
in there with the active change.